6 o'clock on the button. It is MJ and Fester, Roxanne, Froggy. The gang is all here again for another week of broadcast crapulence here on the MJ Morning Show. I hit the ground with a little bit of anxiety. I hit the ground running here today. I'm a little tepid. Do you remember what happened on this show on Monday, April 15th?
Nope. Did we talk about taxes?
Yes, that would be a good guess. On April 15th, it's tax day, and it was an actual April 15th date for us this year. We didn't get delayed by having the 15th on a Saturday or Sunday or some kind of a federal, some kind of, celebrate the something day. And, sometimes it gets delayed. What is there? Something happens in D.C. Sometimes it's delayed, but this year was an actual true April 15th tax day. And I got a little bit of an issue here. And I just want to touch on this because remember I played the game with you guys? Andrew, did you pull the audio from the 15th? All right, listen to this. Here is a little blurb from a couple of weeks back on Monday, April 15th. Listen to this. Going back in time. Just a little heads up. Feeling a little nauseous this morning.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Froggy.
Me too. Why are you nauseous? Don't breathe on me, sucker.
Post office, 5 o'clock this morning.
What? Oh, I gotcha.
Yep.
What?
Feeling nauseous. Feeling queasy.
Ugh.
Feeling woozy. Little Milton Fudge Cow throwback.
About your tax bill?
Yeah, I had to mail the freaking IRS checks this morning.
Well, you gotta make money to
Let me shut this down. All right, so that's a little clip from 2 weeks ago. This morning, I checked again, and I noticed that the checks that I wrote to the IRS have not cleared my bank account. So they have not cashed my checks. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you mail a check to the IRS, and it's like 3, 4, 5 days. Sometimes it's taken 10 days. It might have taken as long as 2 weeks at one point. So it really didn't alarm me that I didn't get an alert that the 2 checks that I wrote to the IRS didn't clear my account. But then I went to my pile of paperwork, and I pulled the receipts that got spit out of the kiosk machine where I sent these payments to the IRS, U.S. priority mail, where you get the receipt, you got the 9505 tracking number, the whole shebang. And I did a search this morning before I left the house, and it shows package received April 15th at the kiosk at Tampa International Airport, and that's it. No progress. No delivery confirmation, nothing. So, U.S. Postal Service, where the hell are my payments to the IRS?
They lost your taxes.
Sons of... What's going on here? What are you laughing at? It's not funny.
It's funny.
It is not funny.
In a non-funny way, it's pretty funny.
Not. All right, listen, I want to address this later on, when maybe I can get some phone calls from... maybe U.S. Postal Service workers. I got to get a hold of the postmaster at the Tampa airport and find out what's going on.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, pull the video. I want the video. I want the surveillance video of me putting my priority mail packages, my envelopes, in the wall-mounted receptacle. I mean, how can you get more direct? Going to the Tampa airport post office and dropping off my tax payments. 2 separate like $10 a piece, whatever it was. $9.75. How can I get more direct than going right to the post office and putting it in the wall of the post office myself? And there is acceptance at Tampa International Airport and nothing beyond that. No progress, no delivery confirmation in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the IRS payments go. What the hell? So I got to go hold my accountant because now you fear IRS. Oh, you didn't pay us on time. And, of course, it was postmarked on the 15th. I went at 5 o'clock in the morning before I came to the studio. Froggy, why the hell are you all quiet over there?
I'm just listening to you spout off. You're not a very happy boy.
No, I'm not. All right, I'll get into this later on and maybe grab some phone calls.
You're going to have to compartmentalize this.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, because
It
then I'm concerned about interest and penalties. Getting assessed from the IRS. Oh, your payment wasn't in on time. Yes, it was in on time. I'm sorry if another government agency let me down and has failed me.
And it does sound like an excuse. Oh, must have gotten lost in the mail.
Unless it's sitting up in North Carolina
For 2 weeks?
in a big IRS bin. I don't know the process of when it gets mailed to the IRS P.O. boxes on when it actually gets scanned in. Maybe, I don't know.
On April 15th, they're probably on point to receive mail.
I agree, but maybe they're backlogged. Who the hell knows? But I'm going to have to open up a full-blown postal inspector investigation because I'm a livid, angry customer right now.
You're going to go postal on postal.
Oh, don't say that.
No,
Well, yeah,
don't say
that's an
that.
Yeah,
expression.
Roxanne, don't say. I think we all agree. Don't say that.
That's an expression. It's an absolute expression.
Right, right.
When you're really, really, really
But
upset.
typically, when you
There's
go
a lot of
postal,
expressions.
typically when you postal, you shoot up a place, and that's I wouldn't.
Well, I don't want you to do that.
I
So
would-
calm down. Relax.
I would
relax.
not use that terminology.
Yeah, he's going to go mailboxes, etc.
Yeah,
I'm-
UPS on him. Go UPS on him. Go FedEx on him.
Well, you can't send to a PO box via FedEx and
all-
Well,
UPS.
I'm just naming different
Yeah.
postal
Downward
agencies.
spiral.
No, there's only
of
one way to
mailing
get into a
jokes.
PO box, and that's U.S. Postal Service,
There's only one way to go postal.
which apparently has let me down. All right, just getting rolling here. So I'm going to address this again sometime 7, 8 o'clock and see if I can get any direction on this.
Good on you.
And listen, I'm sure I'm not the only one this has happened to.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people that showed up at the post office at 4:45 in the morning can't track their package.
Great.
Man,
So
that sucks.
Fester is back from his chaperone trip. If you pay attention to this program, Fester was not here on Friday. And you chaperoned your daughter's 6th grade class to Epcot.
Yes, we did.
Did you wear Crocs on a Disney escalator?
Dude, Disney sells their own brand of Crocs.
Can't wear those on an escalator,
And there
apparently.
were
now.
escalators there in like the soaring attraction. There was
Right.
no sign, so I didn't know what you guys. Whatever you guys were talking about, they haven't implemented it yet.
Well, apparently people have seen signs already at Disney that please don't wear Crocs, or there's like a Croc sign and a line through it. Yeah, apparently some Disney properties already have it. All right, we're loaded today, folks. Just getting rolling. It is a Monday. I'm a little off kilter today because, listen, I pay my tax bills when they're due. And apparently the U.S. Postal Service didn't come through, or maybe it's in a pile in Charlotte. Who the hell knows? All right, busy show today. There is a lot on the table. Don't move. We're back in moments. 6:08, traffic's on. Here's Pat with the latest. MJ Morning Show back in seconds. MJ Morning Show, Q105. MJ with Fester, Roxanne, and Froggy, and Andrew, the producer. Roxanne, how was your weekend?
Hey, did you see what I sent you in my show prep last night? I think I saved someone from a breakup.
Oh, yeah.
Couple.
So couples therapy with Roxanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the plane.
Well, the reason why I was asking about your weekend is because your voice sounds a little bit husky this morning.
It's my Monday husky voice.
Well, you sure it wasn't the party all weekend in Miami with
No, it was not.
with friends husky voice?
It's just no. It's yelling at kids yesterday.
When did
that's
you get
what it
back
is.
from your weekend, abandon the kids and family party weekend with the girls?
Yesterday. But I told you that's like, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it makes me appreciate my husband more because he takes care of the children and let's take it away.
Like absence makes the heart grow fonder. Is that it?
Yeah. Yes.
That's it. So try to be away from Doug and the kids as much as possible because then you'll like them more. Is that
It's
it?
a good formula. It works for him. So
You didn't mention this on the show on Friday. You just kind of mentioned it, I think, when we ended the show and
Yes.
we were off the air already, and you said, gotta run, gotta catch
Yep.
a flight. I got an 11:30 flight at Tampa International.
bye-bye. Yes.
And you dumped the family for the weekend and you just headed down, for some South Beach late night drinking and
No,
partying? And
I can tell you what we did not do.
Lines?
We did not do
I'm sorry.
wait in lines. No, didn't wait in lines. No,
No,
what-
those are not the lines. Not,
A couple different kinds of lines
not,
in Miami.
not the lines I'm talking about.
So this is funny. What we did not do, MJ, is we did not
Oh,
drink.
listen to that Roxanne huskiness. All right, sounds like
Dirty voice.
sounds like a lot of whiskey and vodka.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
No, it was a very low key weekend.
So
But
why
I
you
didn't drink
all husked out?
Because I'm exhausted because I burned
Listen
the
to
candle
you.
at both ends.
That's
I'm just
that's like got home at 5:30 in the morning voice
I'm here though, right?
after clubbing all night.
I'm here. I don't club. I'm too old to club. Are you kidding me? But you know what? I almost saved this couple, or I think I did save this couple from breakup. They were fighting the whole way home on the plane. And I was eavesdropping, and they were fighting. I mean, it was stupid stuff. Nobody was cheating. Nobody wasn't financial issues. I just wanted to say, you guys can work this out.
So you butted in instead of minding your own business. You had to inject yourself. You inserted yourself
not.
into a little couples dispute. This was on the airplane?
Yes, on the airplane. I didn't actually insert myself
This
into.
is Miami back to Tampa?
Yes.
So this is American Airlines.
American Airlines.
Were you on a 737 or an Airbus 320?
That's for you to know.
Well, the safety card in front of you would say.
I didn't read it. I did
All right.
not look at it. But I was listening to them and I was like, oh man, they were fighting because he didn't give her enough check-ins on her emotional well-being. And she just said he didn't, or he said, when we go on a trip together, we should just enjoy ourselves. You shouldn't be in a bad mood.
Are they in your row?
Yeah, they're right next to me.
Oh, so you had what? Window or
I had
aisle?
window.
You had window and they had middle and aisle?
Yeah. So I was just eavesdropping the whole time. And then that was stalemate. They weren't talking. And then he started watching an OJ documentary. And
I've
that's,
been watching that one.
Really?
and that's where I inserted
On
myself.
a computer or iPad or what?
There's a good one on Netflix.
On his phone?
On his phone. On his phone. Yes.
Yeah, I heard about this OJ documentary. That's great. So he's having an argument with his wife, and then he watches an OJ documentary.
It's so good.
Where how does that end? Does OJ stab the wife
I don't know the
and
ending
Ron
yet.
Goldman? What
I
happens
haven't
there?
got to the end.
They took a little creative liberty in this one. It all changes.
What happens?
So I interrupted him and I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry."
Who was in the middle? The wife or
the girlfriend? They weren't married.
Oh,
they
they
were
weren't.
boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay,
they were
all right.
young, pretty young. I would say like early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And I inserted myself and I said, "I'm so sorry to get into your business." And I paused, like making them think I was going to talk about their fighting. And then I was like, "But I have to tell you some other good OJ documentaries that you might want to watch." So then I gave him a list of documentaries, and then I told
geez.
them about my walk from Rockingham to Bundy and all of that stuff. And so I think, and then at that point, so they weren't even touching each other. At that point, she grabbed his hand and they started holding hands. And I think it was like, we have a crazy person next to us.
Because you're giving the guy other suggestions on documentaries about a
Yes.
sports hero that killed his ex-wife and a random waiter from a restaurant.
Yes. So I went through, I gave him all these,
Oh.
different OJ shows to watch. And before
No.
you know it, they were holding hands again and like, stop talking to me, woman. And I think that I helped them get back together. So
Why don't you make some knife recommendations to them as well?
Yeah, you can get a nice butcher block Wusthof set.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, made in Germany.
Yeah, a real fancy one.
Right now, we're using the Global Classic knives.
Okay.
The Globals. That's what we have.
Sure.
And you've got a bunch. You got Cutco. You've got Henkel's, right? And you got a bunch of different knives out there.
Maybe
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have talked about fancy Italian shoes.
Yeah. Bruno
for sure.
Magli's.
Yeah.
For sure.
Isotoners. I mean, it goes on and on.
Were those isotoner gloves that OJ had?
I don't know, but you know what? That's a great question because didn't he did the isotoner commercials for years?
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yep.
And it wasn't just the gloves; it was the hat also.
The hat was small.
It was the hat and the gloves. A lot of people think. Well, also, I don't think Johnny Cochran ever said, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. I don't think he ever said glove.
No.
I think he said, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
That's right.
And he did it twice. One for the glove, and he said, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit, also for the beanie cap.
Mm-hmm. And I told you this, I saw OJ in person one time. Big, ginormous noggin.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
He's a big-headed man.
All right. Well, I
Thank
you for your couples therapy by suggesting spousal killing documentaries to the couple that's having an issue on your flight from Miami yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. So cruise ships. I've been on a cruise ship. It's been a while. How many cruises have I been on? I've been on 3. We did an MJ and BJ cruise back in the late 90s out of Tampa on a Carnival ship, which was a total dump. It was an old ship. So that one, I'm sure that thing's been, I'm sure it's been sunk. It's a reef somewhere. I don't know.
The Carnival Diarrhea of the Seas had a long, illustrious history.
Yeah, so that was my first. And then I was on 2 Holland Americas. We did the Inside Passage Alaska cruise, which was nice. I enjoyed that. And then we did a 10-day Mediterranean. And this is when the kids were really little. This is back in the early 2000s or mid-2000s. And the kids were little. And so I've only been on 3 cruises. Now, Roxanne, you guys have been on a cruise.
We have. I went with my last cruise I was on was in 2010 with my mom, my sister, and Doug.
Okay.
But not with my children. I have not.
Right. Oh, you haven't with the kids?
No.
Okay. Fessa, weren't you just on a cruise with the kids recently?
Last year,
we
went on 2 cruises,
right,
which were the first 2 cruises we've taken in ever together.
Right.
I went on the MJ Morning Show cruise I had the bunk with Hurricane.
Oh, yeah. And then, Froggy, what about your cruise history?
We did a couple of Disney ones. I went on one when I was a kid.
The reason why I bring this up is there's a woman named Tammy Barr, and Tammy worked on cruise ships for a number of years, and she says there are 6 things she'd never do on board a cruise ship. And I think these are interesting. She says, never shell out extra money for the dining upgrades. You get the food that's included, and then a lot of times these cruise ships have other restaurants on board, like the steakhouse. You can upgrade. She says, no, never shell out extra money for the dining upgrades or drink packages. She recommends, I remember we had a whole thing with the drink packages that, which cruise line was it? We had something like 2-3 weeks ago about that they limit you to 15 drinks a day.
Oh, how can you get through the day with only 15?
Yeah, I mean, my God, I wanted 27 and I only got 15 drinks. But she says, don't do the drink packages. She says, this is obvious, don't touch certain surfaces with bare hands.
Right.
What?
And she says, wearing a room key as a necklace is a no-no. And also, returning to the ship on time. So first of all, she says that $12 for a steak or lobster tail at dinner or a special restaurant at dinner might not seem like a lot, but she says, listen, you've already paid for all-inclusive food. Why should you give them more money? That's number 1. Then she says the unlimited drink packages, no, because there are many passengers that leave the ship and then go to bars ashore, or they get drinks ashore, and if you're going to pay for those, why do you need the all-inclusive drink package? So she recommends not doing the all-inclusive drink package. And then as far as touching surfaces, this is common sense. Pushing elevator buttons, use your knuckles or your elbows or whatever. Let's like hand railings. I mean, I would be I'd rather risk the fall and a broken femur than touch a hand railing.
Not on a boat.
Right.
The one place you grab the handrail is a boat.
Well, then you need to get some food service gloves on,
right.
okay? And then shed those things. And it's the whole neurovirus thing, so be very careful and all. Hey, like if you're at a buffet, do they still have buffets up? We got to use tongs that 300 other people just touched before you?
Yeah, that's why it's called a buffet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will never forget the courtesy that you provided at your first dinner party that we went to, where we had our individual tongs during the COVID
Oh,
days.
yeah. Remember that?
What
Absolutely.
a classy move.
And listen, like for instance, I think I'm the only one that does this, but when I go to Fred's Marketplace in Plant City with Michelle, they have the little gloves at the beginning of the buffet. You can grab the gloves, the little plastic gloves to put them on, and I use it every time. I don't want to touch tongs and then grab the fried chicken with my hands, when I eat. So I use the gloves. It's common sense. And then, don't wear your room key around your neck. Some people wear a room key like with a lanyard around their neck.
What's the matter with that?
Yeah.
Because you look pretentious, you look like a tourist, and it's an invitation to be robbed when you're ashore.
Do you really look pretentious, or do you just look like...
Who the hell cares about what other people think you
Listen,
look like?
she's a cruise employee. I'm just giving you some tips.
So on the boat, I think everybody wears their key around their neck.
Yeah.
I think at port, you maybe put it away. I get that. Okay.
Yeah, and then get back to the ship on time. And we've seen some of those videos where people are running to catch the ship. They were told that we are pulling out of port at 3 p.m., be back on time. And some people do excursions or they go off on their own, and they're not ship excursions. They're not official. And if you don't get back to the ship on time, there are many videos of people running to the ship, running nonstop to the ship. And, some people don't make it. And they're like on the dock and they're like on their knees begging and they collapse I've seen numerous videos of people didn't get back on time. All right, 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news here on a Monday morning. A phenomenal pile of idiot stories next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105.
More on the MJ Morning Show, only on Q105.
6:41 at the MJ Morning Show. Ooh, this is weird. Guy buries his wife alive, and then she gets out after 12 hours. What?
Hold on, say that again.
Ooh, she's come back to get him.
Man claims that he was over-medicated when he buried his wife alive, leaving her to fight for 12 hours until she was able to dig herself out.
Damn, she's relentless.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Good for her.
Man, I don't remember this story. Oh, and we have some resolution in the courts here. A Washington State man who buried his estranged wife alive blamed his horrifying attack on mental illness. He said that he was over-medicated. Who just sniffled into the microphone?
Sorry about that.
What are you doing?
It's tough living with a big nose, man. Leave me alone.
Dude. All right.
Sorry.
So he claimed he was over-medicated
All right. Nice.
and undertreated for PTSD. Judge didn't buy it. He got hit with more than 13 years in prison in court on Friday.
Damn.
Man, I never heard of this story. Chae Kyung-an, 54, beat his wife, stabbed her, then bound her with duct tape back in 2022.
My God, didn't this happen in Kill Bill?
What the heck? Then the guy managed to call, or the wife managed to call 911 with her Apple Watch before she was taken into the woods, where the the husband put her in a shallow grave and threw dirt over her.
Did she get out using the 1-inch punch that she learned from her sensei?
Oh, my God. I mean, this is insane. Do you recall hearing this? A woman was buried in the woods and was able to dig herself out after 12 hours?
Dude, that girl is an animal.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, thank God. I mean, this woman thankfully was relentless. And
she spent all day trying to get out.
Talk about a survival instinct and his desire to live. I'm doing this story because, first of all, this monster husband, this is clearly morons and felons and monsters in the news. But more importantly, it's the resilience and it's the will to live and fight, which I think it's kind of an inspirational story here.
Yeah. Isn't that one of those things, like just being covered with dirt? Doesn't that just freak you out? Like,
no, I actually look forward to that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
turns
something.
me on.
That's something. Yeah, I agree with Froggy. It's a big turn on.
when I'm covered in dirt, it hides.
no, but like
it's a fantasy.
Yeah, I'm really into that.
from a claustrophobic standpoint.
I'm into dirt fantasies. Yeah,
Mud.
That's mud and being buried in shallow graves.
Having worms crawl out of your eyeballs.
Shallow grave fetish.
Yeah,
Roxanne,
Oh,
let's
Todd.
not make it sick, Roxanne. Talking about worms, we don't appreciate that.
Anyway, I just thought that this was an inspirational story. Fight back. If ever you're in a situation, fight back. Survival instinct. But how about the fact that she was able to get a call off to 911 on her Apple Watch before she was taken into the woods?
That's an advertisement for Apple right there.
Yeah. How about that?
Sounds like a Super Bowl commercial next year.
Right?
Poor woman's getting buried alive. And she's like, Apple Watch, call 911.
There you go.
Does it mention what medication he was over-medicated on?
Robitussin.
Oh.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
You really have to
say.
be careful with that.
It does. Mucinex. No, it does not say what medication. I guess he was maybe on some psychotropic stuff. Or
I don't know.
That's some nutty stuff. All right. If you're an elderly individual and you are the victim of one of those internet scams and the scamsters take you for a lot of money, the remedy is not this. 74-year-old Ann Mayers of Hamilton, Ohio. She fell hard. She got scammed by an online financial scammer. There is so much of this going on, folks. Please, please, please be careful. You got the romance scams. You've got the IRS scams. You got the Social Security scams. You got the crypto scams. Don't give money to people you don't know. Don't fall for these scams. But you know what? We say it all the time. It's like, who falls for this stuff? Well, plenty of people apparently do all the time. I mean, it's really sad. So this 74-year-old woman in Ohio, Ann Mayer, she falls for a scam. She loses a ton of money with an online financial scammer. So how does she try to recover the money? She robbed a bank at gunpoint. How many 74-year-old women go to banks and try to hold the bank up with a gun?
Good for her.
What is the
You know
what is the matter with you?
I do not support older people getting out of their comfort zone and trying new things.
You shouldn't tell a 70-year-old that they're too old to rob a bank. Is that what you're getting at?
I remember when my father was 70, he started ballroom dancing. I'm like, get out of here, really? It's something new. I'm going to give it a try. And he did. And he loved it. You know, and I'm all for this lady going out of her comfort zone, trying something new.
What are you saying?
I mean, she can only get better at it, right? The first time it didn't obviously work that well,
okay.
but
I think what Fester's trying to say is that when you tell a 74-year-old they're too old to rob a bank, why do you need to do that? Why is any age too old?
So just keep practicing? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just glad.
Practice makes perfect? Come on, dude.
You know how many 74-year-olds just sit at home all day and watch reruns of Maury and they're wasting.
All right, Fester, just stop.
Good for her.
Will you please
Good on her.
Good on her.
tell people you're kidding, would you please?
Just in case they don't know.
At this point in the show, I would like to tell people that I'm kidding. I do not actually support elderly people or any other people robbing banks at any time.
Surveillance footage. Now you're being obnoxious.
I'm the obnoxious one.
Surveillance footage allegedly shows her strolling into the bank wearing a face mask. She's got a blue bag.
It matched your hair.
Yeah. She then
Stop.
she
Not that
then
old.
after she robbed the bank, she hopped in a 2014 silver Hyundai Elantra.
That's a nice car, man.
Oh yeah, the 2014 was a dynamic year.
That's a good getaway car
Yeah.
because that kind of car blends right
Blends
in.
right in.
Yeah,
it
that's a
doesn't, not ostentatious.
No.
Doesn't stick out.
No.
Very, very common. Hyundai Elantra. Yeah. And the license. She took the license plate off the car.
Yeah. She thought ahead.
Not too far ahead. Detectives later found the handgun in her car. She admitted to the robbery. When cops questioned her family about why a 74-year-old woman stuck up the bank, they said that she had fallen victim to one of these online financial scams and sent money, a lot of money, to an unidentified individual. Yep.
So she takes it out on the bank?
She was trying to recover the money, and she was so distraught. Her remedy, her method to recover was to rob a bank at gunpoint and then make a getaway in her 2014 Hyundai Elantra.
She lost it.
Jeez.
I'm watching the video right now of her walking into the bank. Here's the body cam footage
Yeah.
of the law enforcement officer
So
questioning her and arresting her.
And she's wearing a Donald Duck T-shirt when
With no
she gets
bra.
arrested.
Hey! Thanks for supporting my friends.
No, that's Goofy.
Oh,
No, his friends.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right.
accurate.
yeah, come on, get with it.
She removed the license plate from the car. She tried to peel off a bumper sticker that might identify her car.
Yeah, my grandkid was Citizen of the Month
Yeah.
at Hamilton, Ohio Elementary School.
She also reportedly spoke to family members about robbing banks in the days leading up to the robbery, but the family did not take her comments seriously.
Oh, Grandma, stop. Robbing a bank?
You're such a youngster. Oh, you're such a card. Yeah, the story doesn't say exactly how much she took from the bank. That wasn't released, but she's currently behind bars in the Butler County Jail in Butler County, Ohio. My God.
Granny's hardcore.
Apparently so. All right, 7 o'clock hours on the way momentarily here on the MJ Morning Show. If you use Face Lock
What's that?
on
Is
your,
that a website?
on your phone,
Oh.
dude, listen,
I
to
didn't
me.
know that was a thing.
If you use biometrics, if you use fingerprint or Face ID on your phone to unlock it, stop immediately, according to this. We'll explain next. Don't move. Here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Crew 7:03 Monday morning. Hope all is well. So it's 7:03. That means that we are 57 minutes away from the cash kitty. And your shot at the first $1,000 today. Remember,
Yeah.
8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. Those are all the times that you listen for the keyword. Then you text it in or enter it on the app or the website for your chance to win $1,000 cash. It's going to happen at 8 o'clock, so less than an hour from right now is the first one of the day. Who uses biometrics? Well, first of all, where's Froggy?
He's in the restroom. That's what he texted us.
Were you in there with him? How do you know
Yeah,
that?
I was in the restroom with him. I was in the men's restroom.
He texted. Hang on.
Yes.
I missed that. Oh, he did a group text?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So I would like Froggy to be here because I'd like to get a, kind of an inventory of the room. Now, on your phone, Fester,
Yes.
what is your security measure? Do you use fingerprint to unlock, use face to unlock, or do you use a passcode to unlock, or do you have no security features on your phone whatsoever?
I have no security features on my phone whatsoever.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I open up my phone, and then I swipe up, and then there's all of my apps.
So you have no lock
No.
on your phone at all?
At all. No.
I kind of figured that would be the case.
No, none.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have to swipe up, and then it goes to my app screen.
Why don't you have a lock on your phone? If somebody finds your phone, do you have banking apps on there?
Oh yeah, I have every banking app.
What the?
I have.
You have no lock on your phone. Well, obviously you need a password to get into your banking apps, but I don't know.
Let me see here. What banks do I have? I have U.S. Bank. I have Bank of America. I have Navy Fed. I have
Hold on,
a Robinhood account.
you have a Navy Federal account?
Yeah, I've had one for years.
What was your military relation?
I got it when my father had one.
Oh, your dad was.
He was in the military.
Oh, okay, all right,
And he had an account for years, and I had one.
gotcha.
But I have a Navy Fed. I have the Bank of America, U.S. Bank.
All right. Anyway, listen.
I have
bottom-
Robinhood. I have
it's enough.
my
It's
Schwab
enough. Okay,
account.
It's enough. You're like Forrest Gump over. You're like,
Bank of America, Bank of the Ozarks, Bank of
whatever.
Novus Bank.
All right. So Fester, no security features at all. Roxanne, why do you have a soury look on your face? What were you just looking at?
I was trying to, because I hate it when you Google something and then it tries to do like the AI chat for you and the generated like the chat GPT version of Google. I hate that when I type something in. I just bring me to the news articles. Okay, continue. Do I have any of those securities on my phone? I have your traditional password. It is passcode protected with a PIN number. I do not believe in the biometrics of eyeballs because I do not want someone to try to cut my eyeball out and use it to get into my phone.
Or chopping someone's finger off
Yes.
for the fingerprint.
Exactly.
All right. Froggy's not here. Froggy is apparently indisposed in the restroom right now for whatever reason. All right. So I don't know what Froggy's deal is. I use biometrics. So I can use either my face recognition or my fingerprint on my phone to open up. I've got a Google Pixel 8 Pro is what I use. Reason why I'm bringing this up, I saw from one of those tech websites, which I like. You know the website, here comes Froggy. Hey, Froggy, do you have any security on your phone?
Yes, I have a code.
All right, so to open up your phone, you use a regular number code, correct?
Yes, sir.
How many digits?
5.
So 5-digit code.
That's right.
All right. No,
Don't you go near it.
no biometrics. You don't use face or fingerprint to get in. Just
What does a biometric mean? I don't even know what that is. Biometrics.
yeah, face or fingerprint to get into the phone.
Oh, no.
All right, the reason why I'm bringing this up is a tech website that I like, and I've seen numerous stories that have interested me over the years. And I'm sure we've talked about many. Gizmodo. You've heard of the Gizmodo website. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good website. I enjoy it. I like TechCrunch. I like Gizmodo. There's a number of these sites. What is it? Ars Technica, right? Isn't that another one? I like all these. Listen to this. So they have an article on Gizmodo that I saw over the weekend. Stop using your face or thumb to unlock your phone. Now, this raises an interesting dilemma as far as right and wrong, and would you even ever have to worry about this if you are a good person and a good citizen? The story says that last week, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals out in California, which is one of the most liberal courts in the country as far as rulings go, the Ninth Circuit, it's been nicknamed the Ninth Circus. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals released a ruling that concluded state highway police, so I would imagine that'd be the California Highway Patrol, were acting lawfully when they forcibly unlocked a suspect's phone using their fingerprint. So the phone was locked, and during the investigation, they wanted to see what was in the phone. So they forcibly grabbed his hand and his arm, and his fingerprint was placed on the phone to unlock it. He did not do this willingly. You probably didn't hear about it. The case didn't get a lot of coverage, especially because the courts weren't giving a blanket green light for every cop to shove your thumb to your screen during an arrest. But it's another toll of the warning bell that reminds you not to trust biometrics to keep your phone's sensitive information private. In many cases, especially if you think you might interact with the police at a protest, for example, you should seriously consider turning off biometrics on your phone entirely. Now, this is where I'm torn, and I believe in constitutional rights. I believe in due process, absolutely. But I just can't imagine that I'm going to do anything ever that is going to force law enforcement to take my finger and forcibly hold it on my screen. And also, I don't want to give cover to bad guys or criminals, but I still believe in the constitutional rights of even the bad guys. So the constitutional rights are afforded to even bad people in society. That's what, it's the fiber, it's the backbone, it's the cornerstone of American democracy. But where do you stand on this? A few more details. So the ruling is the United States versus Jeremy Travis Payne found that highway officers acted lawfully by using Payne's thumbprint to unlock his phone after a drug bust. The 3-judge panel said cops did not violate Payne's Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination, nor the Fourth Amendment protections against unlawful search and seizure for the forced use of Payne's thumb.
It sounds like unlawful search. It sounds like,
sounds like the ultimate thumb war.
But even with the reason why I pointed out that the thumb
1, 2, 3, 4.
I declare thumb war. Yes.
The thumb hockey or
yeah.
And
I was good at that, so they won't get mine.
And then you get the cramp in your thumb and everything, and So, and the reason why I pointed out that it was the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and the reason why I said it's one of the most liberal courts, is you would think that ruling would come from a more conservative bench, like, up in Atlanta or something. But no. So Gizmodo, the tech website, is saying, be careful with biometrics, thumbprints, face prints, that here's a ruling now from a U.S. appeals court that says that they can force the opening of your phone. Now, it's not going to be the case in every situation. However, it was a narrow ruling, and this is important. Last thing, and then Roxanne, you can jump in on this. This is important because the ruling was complicated by the fact that this guy Payne was on parole at the time, back in 2021, when he was stopped by the California Highway Patrol, where he allegedly had a stash of narcotics, including fentanyl, fluorofentanyl, and cocaine. He was charged with possession with intent to sell. A stipulation of Payne's parole agreement was that he be willing to provide a passcode to his devices, though that agreement didn't explicitly refer to biometric data. So there's a little complication. So,
all right, that's different now.
Well,
if it's a stipulation of your parole, then it's different.
Yeah, that's a different story.
But passcode, and they're saying it didn't stipulate you had to use a thumb or your face print to get in.
A passcode is however you enter your device. I can give a lengthy definition of the word passcode.
Please do.
So the word passcode. Anyway,
but it seems that Gizmodo here is trying to tell people, hey, just in case you get in trouble and there's some kind of a narrow appeals court ruling from the feds, you might not want to use fingerprint or face recognition to unlock your phone. Because if you have a passcode, a number, and they can't get in, they can't force you to spit out your passcode. They can take a finger and make it touch the screen, but as happened here, but they can't make you spit out or tell them what the number is.
That's true. Okay, MJ, what if you got pulled over, and we can have this conversation because we're very supportive of law enforcement, but it was a bad cop, and he pulls you over and he's trying to get you on something, and then he forces you to open that passcode with your thumb. And then there's something incriminating on your phone, maybe had nothing to do with the original
MJ, what's
infraction.
on your phone?
Yeah, what's on your phone?
Yeah.
That's why we shouldn't have that. We should be able to not have our phones accessed that way.
Just a little food for thought this morning, little brain stimulation, get you thinking. How many people are going to take off thumbprint or face recognition and go to a numerical password later today? We'll see. I was just checking email. Listen, come on, John. John writes, damn, Roxanne's husky voice sounds sexy this morning.
John!
Relax, bro.
It's just another husky Monday.
Oh, whoa.
Folks, it was a rough whiskey weekend. It was a girls' whiskey weekend in Miami with Roxanne.
If you guys only knew, this is like my yelling at my kid's voice. That's what it is.
Why did you yell at your kids to lose your voice? I yell at my kids all the time. I never lose my
Hanging
voice.
in smoky jazz clubs.
7:14 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Also, 8 o'clock, the Cash Kitty's back. Your chance to win $1,000. Keep listening. Who saw the impromptu Milton Fudge Cow that I did yesterday? Another people love this thing, man. In my home studio, I had to do Milton Fudge Cow for Julian singing a song. If you don't know about this, I'll fill you in next. I had a bizarre dream that I want to discuss. I've got my IRS problems. What the hell? The wine fling, which is unbelievable. I got to get into that. I need Michelle on that. I got to see where Michelle is this morning. All right, we're loaded with an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Do not move, whatever you do. is the MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ and the crew, Froggy, Fester, Roxanne. Monday morning, and an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ starts right now at 7:26. We do it every single day around this time. 1 hour, 20 minutes, nonstop MJ. Now, no music, no commercials, just nonstop content. And we got money. We are 34 minutes away. 8 o'clock this morning, the Cash Kitty is back. And you're shot at $1,000. First shot this morning. So 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, 3 p.m., 5 p.m. Those are all the times that you could win $1,000 every single day here on the MJ Morning Show and on Q105. So Milton Fudge Cow back yesterday. Julian made a request of me, and I fulfilled. Yeah, I'm helping Julian with a semester-end project.
I am too.
Well, Froggy was in on the action as well.
He texted me and said it was perfect.
He did text you to thank you? Well, that's nice.
And I said, anytime, bro. We're going to make the armpit of death soon.
Julian is doing an audio because, when you're in film school, Julian's at NYU Film School up in New York, and he's about to finish his first year. Where did the time go? First of all, my kid's in college. My kid got into NYU Film School. How did that happen?
Not your kid, your baby. Julian's your baby.
My baby.
MJ, what's the project? What is he doing?
In film school, obviously you have the visual and you're learning about film, but also it's all the audio as well.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's doing an audio project with sound effects, and he is using the crotchety old man.
That's perfect.
With all the sound effects as an audio project. So he has, came up with this idea, the premise. He's using some bits and pieces from some old calls that I did. And in one of the scenes in this audio presentation that Julian's doing for film school, he needs Milton Fudge Cow, the crotchety old man, in the car singing YMCA by the Village People. So... yeah, so I sang it yesterday in my home studio, and Michelle's in front of me holding up my camera phone, and Michelle's videoing this, and you can't hear YMCA because I have the music going in my ear, and I'm trying to sing on top of it because he's going to match the actual music from YMCA with me singing.
All right.
But again, this was like a little impromptu treat that people seem to love. I posted this video on my Instagram. If you want to see me making the contorted, painful faces of Milton Fudge Cow singing Village People's YMCA, it's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. And also, this had an effect on somebody that I didn't even contemplate. I didn't even think of this. I post this video, and then I got just a ton of response. But one message from a listener after I put up the Fudge Cow video, one listener, this just struck me, and it's like, oh my God, wow. A little warm feeling. I'll explain in a minute. So here's the audio. The video is on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. So you can hit my Instagram and see the video for yourself. And also, give me a follow. Because, again, you never know what the heck is going to pop up on my Instagram. In fact, there are numerous things over the weekend, which I'll get into. If you follow me, you know. If you don't, you ought to follow me. Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Because, hey, the content doesn't stop. It's not just Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. on this show. No. It's stuff like this. Listen. Julian is working on an end-of-semester project at NYU, and he needs me to record YMCA by the Village People as Milton Fudge Cow, the crotchety old man. Yeah. All right, let's give it a whirl and see if I can make this work. All right, here we go. Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, 'cause you're new in a town. There's no need to be unhappy, young man. There's a place you can go, I said, young man. When you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. Bah, 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 bah. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Oh, you get the point.
Oh, we sure do.
Right, so you get the point. So when I recorded it for him, the recording you're hearing is just me being picked up by the camera phone, but I was actually recording in my professional microphone into my recording program on my computer, and I recorded it without the music in the background. So you could hear the music on a little speaker, but you couldn't hear the music in the piece that I sent to Julian. So then he's going to match up the crotchety old man with the music.
You're going to hear the music over the mic, though.
No. It didn't. Trust me.
There's no way. It's impossible.
Dude.
I heard the music and your mic was open.
Dude.
Dude.
Trust me, the way
you're thinking about it now, you messed it up.
I did not mess it up. I sent him the dry track. Trust me, it's all covered.
I hear you.
So listen to this. I mean, you never know how someone is going to be touched. Now, people love watching me do that. I mean, seriously, I'm in my home studio and I'm doing, when I do Milton, I've got to do like these facial contortions and everything.
You know, really would have made it the best if you vomited on the wall at the end of it.
Oh, that's gross.
What's the matter with you?
But that worked for Hal last week. Yeah.
And by the way, that's on my IG if you want to see it.
Drunk Hal Herman with his horrific song and
horrific. That song was awesome.
And throwing up oatmeal all over the studio wall yesterday or Friday.
People love drunk news.
So listen to this. Listen to this,
please.
I post the video of me all spastic and doing Milton Fudge Cow in my studio at home yesterday, and people start commenting on my Instagram, and one comment came from Amy. And Amy wrote, "My son is 13, autistic, and loves Milton Fudge Cow. We've been having a tough day emotionally, and this just completely turned him around. He went from crying and not knowing why to laughing and smiling. Milton's appearance saved the day," with a heart.
Wow.
From Amy.
Aww.
Isn't that nice?
That's awesome.
Milton, you should tell him.
I had no idea that my crazy Milton Fudge Cow shtick on my Instagram was going to affect a mother and her kid. And kid was, I guess, in meltdown mode, and
that's awesome.
Mom showed the kid the Milton video of me doing the Milton, and then the kid, it saved the day.
You should send her all the CDs for when there's meltdowns.
Oh, man.
Just play it.
Yeah.
I'll have to check in with her because I still have some of the CDs lying around.
Did you let her know that you're for hire? You can come by the house, couple hours, couple bucks.
It's Milton therapy.
Yeah.
I will show up and just do Milton Fudge Cow when needed.
Couple hours, couple $100. You show up. Hey,
Yeah.
I just thought that was fascinating. It warmed my heart when I saw this yesterday.
That's sweet.
To warm your cockles.
It did. Amy, thank you. You made my day by sending me that. So I highly appreciate that.
My sister just texted me and said her daughter.
Oh, man, your voice is getting huskier as the show goes on.
I was laughing, so it was coming out husky laughy. She just texted me and said, my daughter, so my Roxanne's niece, said, "Why does MJ have to be so weird?" When you did Milton, because she doesn't know Milton. She needs to be more exposed to more Milton. We need more Milton, so my niece becomes familiar with
MJ,
it.
don't take offense.
Hold on.
Yeah, don't take offense.
Your niece is not aware of Milton Fudge Cow?
Oh, she's 7.
Come on, get with it.
Well, come on. Obviously, she's led a sheltered life.
Yes, she's let us see. She doesn't have the same, like when we hear Milton,
Tell her to go
it's
on YouTube.
heartwarming. Yeah.
There's a lot of them there.
I don't know what's going on here, but there are designer denim jeans that you can buy that looks like you peed your pants.
Dude, that is awesome.
These are pee-stained denim designer jeans. Are you kidding me?
Are you sure that's not a trend I started?
It's very preemptive, right?
Do they have the backside done too?
Jordan Luca jeans, which debuted in the fall-winter 2023 runway show featured a dark stain in the groin area of the pants, and it is designed to make it look like the jeans wearer peed themselves.
Sure, the model didn't have an accident. This is just a cover-up.
Yes, it is my latest design. No. Angelique is not at fault.
The jeans by British-Italian menswear brand Jordan Luca are now sold out online.
Oh, come on.
You know what they're called? They're called urine style.
Look at this. Fester's looking at the picture right now.
It looks like the guy had a big bottle of Zephyr Hills spring water.
Let's see.
Nobody liked my joke.
Look
That
at
MJ, you don't like the brand name? Urine style? Urine style?
Urine, I got it.
You got it. It's not every joke gets an out loud laugh.
You're in style.
A lot of jokes just slide in there.
You're in style.
Hope they're laughing in the car.
Did you guys hear my joke? Did you guys hear it?
Let's hear it. It's your Froggy's joke. What joke did you?
You're in luck.
So the darker jeans with the pee stain in the crotch is sold out. There's a lighter wash version that's on sale for $608, but those were originally $811. And I guess it's called wet.
It's called wet pants
Well,
denim. Here's the tag. This is the tag stitched into the back.
Wait a sec. Hold on. Are you looking at a copycat, or is that the actual one from Jordan Luca? You got to see if that. You might be looking at a copycat.
Okay, so am I looking at a fakie?
Yeah, I think you're looking at a copycat. So the ones that initially introduced this was Jordan Luca jeans, and you're looking at something called wet
Ew.
pants jeans company or something.
So this Jordan Luca isn't even the first one to come out with hose jeans?
Maybe not.
Why would you wear that?
I don't know.
You want people just to think you whiz yourself?
Oh my God, I'm on Jordan Luca's Instagram page right now.
Why would people want to walk around looking like you peed your pants? Why? What is the?
I don't understand.
So then when you actually do, it's already looks like it.
What's
so.
next? Like jeans with brown spots in the back?
Yeah, LaDuca.
The dookie. What is? I don't want to look like I peed my pants. You know what? My family makes fun of me that if I'm wearing my khaki shorts, which I am right now. Look at this. I'll back up on MJTV.
What, your caca shorts?
No, if I'm wearing my khaki shorts, and first, if I go out for a long walk and I sweat, khaki, if you sweat, will
that's true.
Will get a wet
stain,
spot.
Yeah.
You wear khaki shorts to walk?
Yeah,
What's the matter with you?
I wear my regular shorts when I walk.
Why don't you wear some basketball shorts? You're a khaki shorts guy.
I like to carry certain things when I walk.
You ever carry a gun in basketball shorts?
You
It's a terrible idea. It's a
Fester,
terrible idea. You need khaki shorts.
Shut up.
Listen, everybody knows. Me too. I get it. It's all right.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good reason.
I believe
Good
in
reason.
Why don't you
personal.
wear
I
a
like it.
thong, MJ?
So-
Get back it.
Wear a holster.
That's cool.
I'll wear a Barney.
Yeah.
What was that? That was that old TV show. Barney. What am I
Barney
thinking?
Miller.
Barney Miller. Yeah. The old.
Okay.
Like
Wear
the
some
old
spurs.
the old NYPD blue shoulder thing. No, but when I sweat in my khaki shorts, it looks like I peed myself, and the family makes fun of me for that. But anyway, I'm sorry. I just don't know who the heck is going to wear pee-stained denim to make it look like you wet your pants. I don't know what to do about this IRS issue. I texted my CPA. He hasn't responded yet. Folks, I got a problem. And, maybe somebody with the U.S. Postal Service is listening, but I'm going to need to get a hold of, like, the postmaster at the Tampa airport.
Is that an accessible person?
Well, I need to find out.
I
got to find out what the hell is going on here. I'm like, my stomach kind of dropped into my pants earlier this morning. If you remember, if you listen to the show regularly, on April 15th, this is, it was Monday, April 15th. And this was a Monday. I remember coming into the show and starting the program. Andrew, we have the audio. Where is it? Here we go. All right. So, Andrew, I played a little bit of this at 6 o'clock this morning. So let me take you back here briefly to April 15th, just a couple of weeks ago, Monday, April 15th, and I started the show like this. Listen.
Just a little heads up. Feeling a little nauseous this morning.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Froggy.
Me too. Why are you nauseous? Don't breathe on me, sucker.
Post office, 5 o'clock this morning.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yep. Feeling nauseous. Feeling queasy.
Look at that, more Milton.
Feeling woozy. Little Milton Fudge Cow throwback.
About your tax bill?
Yeah, I had to mail the freaking IRS checks this morning.
All right, so that was from April 15th, 6 o'clock, right at the beginning of the show. I went to Tampa, Maine Airport Post Office to the self-service kiosk at 4:50 in the morning on April 15th. And I mailed 2 checks to the IRS. The check that was due with my extension, and then also I had estimated taxes due. I mailed these things USPS priority mail. So I have a tracking number, 9505, and I noticed that the money has not been deducted from my account. The IRS has not cashed my checks yet, the Department of the Treasury. And I go to grab my receipt, and I typed in the tracking numbers this morning before I came to the studio, and there is no progress. There is no delivery. I mailed these on the 15th. They were due in Charlotte, North Carolina, like 2 or 3 days later, U.S. Postal Service priority mail. And they never arrived. The IRS has not deposited my funds. So am I subject to being late and interest and penalties? You know, clearly I can prove I mailed them. You know, and if the Postal Service, they can see, I've got the receipts from the self-service kiosk, and then right next to the kiosk are the 2 blue wall-mounted bins where you put it in and it falls behind, you know, so it's not like it was stolen out of some postal box on a street corner somewhere. But, you know, they can look at the surveillance video. They can show, you know, I need the surveillance video preserved that I put the 2 packages for the IRS in the mail at 4:58 in the morning. I did it. And nothing. There is no, I have done it this way for years, where I send it priority mail. I get the confirmation, you know, when I check online. Fester, where are you going? Where are you headed?
I have to pass some very important postal information on to Andrew.
All right, go ahead. Fester's been taking phone calls, apparently. But I'm concerned. So I don't want to get, you know, hosed by, I'm already paying enough in taxes. I don't want to get, like, interest and penalties. I mean, that's very concerning to me that I paid the IRS and a 2 to 3 day trip to Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's where, you know, the IRS payments go from around here. Here it is 2 weeks later, and I put in the tracking numbers, and my packages just show received at Tampa International and no progress after that. Where are my packages to the Does anyone know? 800-990-1047. Any Postal Service workers, anyone at Tampa, Maine. Can anybody shed light on this? You know, I'm wondering, you know, maybe they went to Charlotte. Maybe they're in some massive bin. Maybe they're way behind. But wouldn't it get scanned as arrived even if it hasn't been opened by the IRS and processed? So where the hell are my packages? 2 separate priority mail envelopes, 2 separate ones, because there were 2 different payments to 2 different P.O. boxes. One was like a post office box 1300, Charlotte, North Carolina, and then there was another one that was 13-something. And both packages show nothing. Received Tampa International, and then no. Where the hell? What's going on here? I'm having like a meltdown. I'm having like anxiety because I don't want the IRS after me. I paid on time. I was postmarked on the 15th. All right, if anyone knows.
Man, you're freaking out.
I'm freaking out.
Relax.
I'm freaking. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047.
Just a little question for you, MJ.
Yes.
Sounds like you have your system in place. You've been doing it this way for a while.
Yeah.
Any reason you don't use the old transfer from your bank account straight to the IRS?
Yeah, I just do the check. I still do. With everything else, I do a lot of electronic payments. All my bills are paid electronically. But with the IRS, I just have continued to mail the check, and I don't know look, phones are ringing here. Phones are on fire. All right, Fester, who are you on the phone with?
I was on the phone with Tampa Airport Post Office.
Right.
The postmaster is at work. They are currently in a meeting right now. But I left a message for Jackie Villamarie,
Right.
who is the 45th postmaster
Right.
of our area, to give us a call back. I'm trying to reach her.
Right. I
Correct.
mean, I have the receipt. They can pull the video and see me in the. I was the only one in the lobby at 4:58 in the morning on the morning of April 15th.
A really
I'm
sketchy
filling it
looking
out.
guy.
I put them into the. Remember, I even took a selfie of me holding up the envelopes, about ready to deposit, because I stuck my tongue out at the IRS. And then I talked about it on the air. I mean, do you think somebody found my packages and said, "Hey, I'm going to screw MJ. I'm going to lose him"? I mean, what happened? Look at every single line is ringing here. All right, Andrew, can I grab calls?
Yeah, line one's ready to go, and he's going through the rest of them.
All right, let me grab Kate in St. Pete. Kate, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I've been better because, listen, the last thing that there's not much that gives me anxiety, but I don't want to piss off the IRS.
I hear you. Unfortunately, that postal drop area, the airport, is known for losing stuff. I dropped off personally, went inside 2 certified mails, 2 regular mails. The certified mails are still unaccounted for. They've been lost someplace and nobody can answer where.
How long ago was yours?
8 months ago.
Oh, my God. All right. So you think my packages are lost?
They can't account for it. It got dropped off. It went to some central processing, and they have no idea.
All right. Okay, thanks for the call. Denise is in Lutz. Denise is a postal worker. Hey, Denise, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
All right, can you help me out here? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so they may not have scanned it prepaid when you dropped it in the box. That's a busy office. But you don't need to panic, MJ. You have a receipt with a date on it.
Yeah, but then I'm thinking that the IRS is going to say, you bought the postage, you have the receipt, but you didn't put it in the box. Like I'm trying to avoid, paying the money. But, I mean, clearly if they pull the video of me in the lobby from, 4:58 in the morning on April 15th, they'll see me drop the envelopes in the wall. So.
Yeah, but the mail's not running like it used to.
Well, tell me about it.
Like it used to.
Well,
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Denise, do you think the IRS has my 2 packages in Charlotte, North Carolina, or not?
No, what does it say when you track it?
Well, that's what I just said.
Yeah, the scan is the location.
The scan says accepted Tampa Post Office Airport. That's what this. That when I go to the website, there's no progress after that I use the kiosk to do or accepted. It says like accepted Tampa Airport Post Office. That's the last thing it says.
So don't worry about it. It'll eventually get there. And just hold on to your receipt. Make sure you keep your tracking number.
Well, also, it is postmarked the 15th because I have the label that was printed out by the kiosk. Denise, thanks for the call. Let me grab Karen in Land O'Lakes. Karen, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi, MJ.
Hey.
My wife works for the post office.
Yep.
I can give you a number, not on the air, but I can give you her phone number and she can try and help you out to see what's going on with it.
I would really appreciate that because, listen, I don't want to screw with the IRS. I don't want to be assessed penalties and interest. I paid the government on time, and, here I've got a letdown from somewhere. All right, Karen, hold on a minute. Andrew's going to pick you up and write down the phone number, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Andrew, line 5, pick up Karen, please. Robert is in Holiday. Robert, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
How you doing, MJ? Hey,
Yeah.
I love the show. All you guys are great, but this is what happens when you wait until the last day to mail in your taxes, giving yourself no margin for error.
Ooh, in your face.
No, Robert.
I love you guys.
Robert, listen, Robert.
Robert, this is how the system works.
Robert, I'm
Come on.
Robert. Hold
Robert,
on,
you're
hold,
wrong.
Robert. Hold on a minute. I've mailed my taxes a couple of days early in the past, and many times I've mailed it right on the 15th, and I've never had an issue with priority mail getting to the post office box for the IRS in Charlotte, North Carolina.
But you got to account that the IRS, you don't want to mess with them. So a little margin of error, just in case something.
Oh, so it's my fault? Wait a minute, Robert, it's my fault the post office apparently lost my packages?
I'm not saying it's your fault that the post office lost your package. I'm saying is that you gave yourself no room for error to resend stuff, so the IRS is not going to be pissed off.
Well, you know what, Robert? We're just going to send the IRS a copy of our podcast, and they'll hear plain and simple that he sent it on time. Send the Monday morning podcast.
Robert's
Settled.
trying to, thank you, Robert. Appreciate you listening. Thank you for loving us. But Robert's trying to put the blame on me. I mean, I followed the rules. It was postmarked by the 15th. Let me grab a couple more calls here, then we're going to move on. Man, I had a crazy dream. I want to talk. I don't know what this means. I had a nutso dream involving like a listener. Yeah, hang on a minute. Maybe it was Robert I dreamed about. Gene and Bradenton. Gene, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, Gene.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, Froggy wants to know how your hygiene is.
Good hygiene.
Hygiene.
Bad joke.
So bad.
Hey, I'm a CPA, and I always tell my clients never, ever mail something to the IRS. Make an electronic payment.
Yeah, I know. But listen, I've done it like this forever. I've never had a problem ever in, 30, 40 years. I mean, a long time. Never.
I know. But the last few years, when you said that online, or on the air, I cringed when you said you mailed it. Yeah. Always make them an electronic payment.
All right, so if I can prove that I mailed it, I have the priority mail tracking number 9505, blah, 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 blah. Will the IRS take a resubmittal and not penalize me?
Oh, yeah. You may get a letter, but if you do, just respond to the letter with a tracking number, and they should be fine. Because they'll see the tracking number. They'll see it was postmarked on the 15th.
Oh yeah, all right. Listen, thank you very much. Thanks for checking in. So I shouldn't be all like I shouldn't have agita to the 10th power.
No, you should be just fine.
All right,
right.
thank you.
Federales are at the door.
Yeah, thank you, Gene.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Gene, did you brush your teeth this morning?
Yes, I do.
Bye, Gene.
Thank you, Gene. All right, Casey and look at the phones exploded on this. All right, two more calls. I got to move on. Casey in Clearwater. Hi, Casey.
Good morning. How is everybody?
We're fantastic. What's up?
Okay, so first of all, if you've got it postmarked by the 15th at midnight, you're absolutely fine. Doesn't matter if the delivery is made in December of this year.
Yeah, but if it's totally lost and they never get it, that's a problem because the IRS doesn't know that I sent it. I got to let them know we sent it.
No, as long as you got that doggone documentation that says you sent it, that's all you need.
I got that doggone documentation.
Yeah, now here's the deal. If they are entitled to some money, they will ask you to give it to them, and then you can go ahead and just electronically send it to them or whatever, but you're not in any kind of trouble with sending it. Did your due diligence, and there's nothing they can say about it.
All right. Thank you. Listen, Casey, I know that's probably the case, but it doesn't stop my anxiety of, having the IRS after me or coming after me for interest and penalties, No,
they're not going to do that. They can't do that. It's just not possible. Now, here's the part that I wanted to tell you about. The post office has got a long history of screwing up. I went to the job thing in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
And I was going to try and get a job with the state. They needed my birth certificate. I sent a message to my mom, and I said, Mom, send me the birth certificate, express mail. overnight, and I did not receive it for like 9 days. I went to the post office and did the tracking number and all that crap, and they said, well, we don't know what happened to it. And I said, well, then you got a bigger problem. They said that they had mailed it on a plane. And
yeah, listen, I've had packages shipped to me, like something I ordered. Remember the package that showed last? It was at the Ybor Processing Center. It was like it was a scuba part, and it was last at Ybor Processing Center. It was shipped from Pennsylvania. I never got the package. Just thin air, almost like Tony Soprano's gang, stole the whole mail truck or something. Hey, thanks for the call. All right, let me grab Rita in Tampa. Last call on this. Rita, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Morning, Rita. What up?
Well, let me tell you about an experience I recently had with mailing out of that post office. As a routine for my business, I typically drop off our weekly checks that we do for paying all our bills. Well, apparently the whole batch of checks that we dropped off there went missing because somebody got a hold of the checks. All of the checks that we mailed on that particular day did not clear.
Oh, great.
And then they got a hold of one of the batches of the checks and started changing the name on the checks to who they were made out to themselves and tried to cash the checks that way.
Wow. And did they ever figure out how did the mail get stolen?
Well, my theory is when years and years ago, I used to work at the post office. And when you take mail out of the box, you always had to face the mail to get it in order. So when I took the checks, I would drop the checks as a batch into the thing, thinking to make it easier for them just to put them in the tray and move on with life. Not going to do that anymore. But I think they grabbed the whole batch and took it. The further insult to this whole thing is you call them. First, you try to call the postmaster. You can't get through to her because her mailbox is always full. So she doesn't answer the phone and you can't leave a message. Then I called the 800 customer service number asking to speak to the inspection service because, quite frankly, this is crazy. And they'll basically say, well, we'll take your complaint, but if we think it's worth investigating, we'll let you know.
Great. Thanks. Appreciate it, Rita. Wow. All right. I was going to end there, but believe it or not, we have another Gene.
Another one?
Hey, Froggy, this is unbelievable. Another Gene is on the line. Go ahead, Froggy.
Hi, Gene.
Hi, Froggy.
That's all I wanted to say.
I just wanted to tell you, if you check the tracking number and it only shows that post office, it never left there.
Right.
It never left there because it has to show you every last one where it was at.
That's what I'm saying. The last thing is accepted at Tampa Post Office. That's it.
Yeah.
So
it's there. It's there.
Bastards.
Never left.
All right. Hey, thanks, Gene. All right. So Fester has called the Tampa, Maine Airport Post Office and apparently asked for the postmaster. What's her name again?
Her name is Jackie Villamarie.
Probably Villamarie. Yeah,
Villa.
Jackie Villamarie. And she was in a meeting, though, right?
She was.
Is she going to call me back? Because this is high-level postmaster stuff right here.
Honestly, I think I talked to the guy working the counter.
Gotcha. Really?
Yeah.
All right, well, hopefully I get a call back. All right, folks, I'll let you know what's going on. I'll keep you apprised. But listen, anything with the IRS, I'm just nervous. Not much gets me nervous. The IRS makes me nervous. All right? Oh, stop it. Really?
Optima Tax Relief.
Dude, you're going to be calling them pretty soon.
That's your next call.
I'm going to have to call Optima Tax Relief because the IRS is going to be after me. No, I paid them. Move it along. 8 o'clock. Let's do Cash Kitty right now. Cash Kitty is here. First appearance of the week. Cash Kitty is $1,000 for you right now. Here's what you need to do. Very easy. Text the word serene nationwide to 45911. So this hour's word is serene. SERENE. Like the MJ Morning Show is so serene.
Yeah.
Words are tough this time.
This hour's word is serene. SERENE. Text it nationwide to 45911 before 8:15, quarter after, for a shot at $1,000 cash. Or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myq105.com. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Now, Fester, you were at Disney on Friday. Fester was not here.
Yes, we were at Epcot.
Fester chaperoned a whole class of, what, 6th graders, your daughter's class?
There's about 100 of them.
Wow.
Yeah,
And everything went well? You didn't lose any kids?
You know what happened? The bus was supposed to take off at a specific time. 7 o'clock was takeoff time for the bus. But there were like 15 kids in the big golf ball called, what's that called? Spaceship Earth?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The dimpled dome.
Right.
Whatever. The ball. Epcot ball.
They got stuck mid-ride.
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
So like 20 kids were.
I thought you were going to say the ball fell off the pedestal and started rolling down the road in Lake Buena Vista.
You would have heard about that on the news. But the ride got stuck for 20 minutes, so the kids got a little late coming home. Otherwise, everybody had a good time.
And how many did you say you were in charge of?
I was in a group. They put me with a group with 3 other mothers who had no idea what they were getting into when I got along. And it was like, I think it was 6 kids and 4 chaperones. So it was a pretty good chaperone to kid ratio.
Anyway, the reason why I bring this up again is Fester was not here on Friday's show. Fester only wears Crocs. And the story came out last week that Disney World was banning Crocs on escalators after several guests had their feet chewed off because the Crocs got stuck in the escalator teeth.
Dude, I told you my story about when I was, when I was a kid, when we traveled, we'd always drive. And so we drove. Where's the Mall of America? Is that in like Minneapolis?
That's Bloomington, Bloomfield, whatever.
I think we were there.
Yeah.
And I was a kid, and I'll never forget. We were walking through the mall, and I heard this kid screaming like a little girl. And it turns out her toe got chopped off by the escalator.
Oh, my God. Really?
Gosh.
True story.
Oh, my God.
Because you had a bad day.
Oh, man.
So I've witnessed a girl lose her toe and a kid lose his head.
You've been witness to yes. Oh, my gosh.
That's right. I saw a beheading as well.
Because you had a bad day.
Terrible.
That was a bad day for both.
That's just absolutely awful. All right.
So those escalators, ever since then, like I've always thought that those things are dangerous as hell.
They really are.
Why do they have to be teeth shaped? Why can't they be rounded?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the whole deal.
I guess you'll fall.
Why can't they make escalator parts out of fluffy cotton balls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why can't each one be a pillow?
Bubble wrap them.
That's what I'm thinking.
Most dangerous thing ever.
Yeah, but so anyway, I'm in the Disney gift shop, and they had black Disney Crocs for sale with little, instead of like the holes in the Crocs.
They're
like
Mickey Mouse holes?
Mickey Mouse holes.
How can they do that? Shouldn't they be sued by the Crocs?
It's probably some kind of licensing agreement. They probably have all that worked out. Disney's not making bootleg Crocs.
Guess what? Roxanne, pay attention to this.
Okay.
I mean, not that I don't think that, you're not on Ozempic.
No.
But just, you're kind of into the Botox and the filler stuff. And
I like health.
Right.
I'm trying to maintain.
Well, listen, you might not do certain procedures, but you're aware of a lot of the cosmetic procedures.
Yes, and I'm very interested in health and medicine and, yes, aesthetics.
Well, guess what?
What?
I saw an item over the weekend that face filler. Is it collagen or whatever they jam in your face to fill up like lines and stuff? Anyway, face filler is expected to go through the roof. You want to know why? Because of Ozempic face, where people on Ozempic are getting those sunken faces and eyeballs and features where it's almost like their face is collapsing.
Oh, my face.
Yeah, so Ozempic face is a term that was coined by dermatologist Dr. Paul Jared Frank, and it's the gaunt appearance after you're on Ozempic that it's making many people's faces like sink in. And to counter Ozempic face, and a lot of celebrities are getting Ozempic, like what's his face from
Scott Disick.
What? Who?
Scott Disick?
No, not Scott Disick. Fester, from
Who? What movie?
Big Lebowski.
John Goodman?
Yeah, thank you. My God, I couldn't think of his name.
Golly.
I'm like, holy crap.
You can't think of John Goodman, and the first thing you come up with is the Big Lebowski?
I know, that's
Roseanne
obscure.
for 20 years, who's on the Mighty Gemstones now?
Right, and he's the patriarch in the Mighty Gemstones, which is incredible. If you have not watched the No, it's not the mighty gemstones. The righteous gemstones.
Okay.
Yeah. Folks, if you haven't seen the righteous gemstones, what is that on? Is that on Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on HBO. Man, that is hysterical. Anyway. See, I told you the long Ozempic jingle would come in handy. Yeah, so Ozempic face is now being countered by an excessive amount of face filler being used. So I would go out and buy face filler stocks. You know?
Right. I do have to tell you something. I mean, that probably will happen. You know, a lot of beauty trends kind of start in the bigger cities like Miami or Los Angeles.
Yep.
And I heard that a lot of people are getting their filler removed because it is looking lumpy and then it droops as well. But I do believe you're correct in that because people are losing fat in their face they'll get more. But MJ, did you see what I sent you over the weekend? A celebrity who's overdone it with face filler?
Which one? I must have seen it.
A guy. I sent it to you like on Saturday.
What is it?
You know what? I don't think I saw that.
Wow.
Who?
I mean,
who
look,
is it?
We all take bad pictures. Ken and Barbie, Ryan Gosling.
Oh, Gosling?
It's crazy looking, and he's a really good looking man. But so I'm just hoping maybe he had a bad camera angle or something. But the picture that I sent you looks crazy, and the headline is Ryan Gosling's been getting a lot of facial filler.
Oh wow. Okay. I had a weird dream. I don't know what this means. I'm not much into dream interpretations. But where the hell does your mind, where does your subconscious come up with this crap? Now, Roxanne, I know you're into dreams, and you know a lot of times if something is on your mind, but you know how dreams get like contorted and like things get like exponentially expanded or it just gets weird?
Yes.
All right, this is strange, and it involves a listener. It's like a nondescript listener.
Faceless, nameless.
A faceless name. It was a guy. I just know it was a male listener. I had this nightmare would be Saturday night into Sunday morning. And the dream is as follows. Apparently, I left my garage door open overnight.
Okay.
And you know what? And I'm sure that was implanted because I always check the garage doors before I go to bed every night, just to make sure everything's closed. So that's what I always just check before I put the alarm on. I check the garage doors. So apparently I left one of the garage doors open. The next morning, Michelle's trying to take a shower and there's no hot water.
In real life? Or your
No,
dream?
this is in the dream.
Okay.
This is in the dream.
Okay.
It's all in the dream.
All in the dream. I rushed down to the garage to see what's going on with the hot water heaters. They're gone. Somebody stole my hot water heaters out of the garage in the middle of the night. So we do have two hot water heaters that are right next to each other in the garage. Gone. In real life, we have two. So then I go on the air and I'm talking about I left my garage door open and my water heaters were stolen, gone. And then, and you know how you always can't tell like time and, you know, and how much the order of time. So within a certain amount of time in my dream, I go outside and there are 6 water heaters in a pile on my driveway.
But the guy just dumped the whole truck, steal them and dump them?
So apparently in my dream, I had 6 water heaters and the guy says, "Hey, man, I was just joking around. You guys joke around in your morning show so much. I thought I would just steal your water heaters, man. I'm a big fan. Love the show."
Sounds like a great guy.
What the hell is that dream? What does that mean?
I like that listener. Sounds nice.
So he took everybody's water heater?
No, he took mine.
But there were 6 of them dumped
yes,
off.
in real life, I have 2. But in my dream, my house has 6 water heaters.
Oh, okay.
You know how sometimes dreams get exaggerated?
Sure. Yes. Okay, all right. I understand.
So I had 6 water heaters, apparently, and all 6 of them were disconnected and stolen. And then the listener brought them back after I complained on the air, and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm just joking. You guys joke all the time. Hey, I just, you know, I don't know what that means."
I wish I could help you. All that's coming to mind is like, well, what does a water heater do? It enables you to take a warm, nice shower.
So does the dream have to do with water, theft, leaving a door unlocked? I mean, or is it a whole multitude of things? And how the hell does your brain put this crap together in the middle of the night while you're sleeping? How does that happen?
I don't know, but I think maybe, if you don't have a water heater, you're going to have to take a cold shower. And what is a cold shower kind of an expression for? Like, not a lot of heat and romance or something. So maybe the listener is... I don't know, MJ. I don't know what to tell you, but I will tell you this.
I don't know what to tell you, but I'll tell you this.
If you want to have a dream about something, don't think about it. Because I've started to notice a pattern. The things that I think about, I don't dream about. I never have dreams about my kids because I'm thinking about them all the time.
Gotcha.
The things that I don't want, that I maybe should think about, that I try to submerge.
Suppress.
That's what suppress. Better word.
Yeah.
It's submerged. She's right.
Isn't suppressing
the
something?
stuff I try to drown in a tub.
Listen, when you suppress stuff, you're actively thinking about it.
Right. Well, you're thinking about it at a different layer. So then that's what bubbles up in your dreams.
If you think about, you can't not think about something, because if you're not thinking about it, you're going to start thinking about
I'm thinking about how I don't want to think about it.
We have an update on Giselle Bundchen and her breaking down in tears with the cop down near Miami.
Even more?
There's more.
Please, officers.
We have new Giselle Bundchen. I'll get to that in a second. I need to call Michelle quickly because we had an incident happen while we were watching a movie on Saturday night. I'm sorry, we were watching The Crown, actually. So we are halfway through season 5, and then we get to the final and last season of The Crown, and we're behind. I mean, it's just so much good stuff that we're just behind on The Crown, and The Crown is spectacular. If you've never seen The Crown on Netflix, it is just I mean, every episode's like cinematic quality. Every episode's like a movie. I mean, it must have cost them a fortune to make that thing. Anyway, fantastic stuff. And I can't wait for season 6, because remember, we went to visit Chloe at St. Andrews in Scotland, because she did her whole junior year at the St. Andrews. And while we were there, we're on the side of the road while they were filming a scene where William met Kate at St. Andrews. So I wonder if that scene's going to be used that we watched them film. Let me call Michelle quickly, because this is, oh my God. And she thinks it's hysterical. I gotta call Zero Res.
What happened here?
Well,
carpeting,
tile?
Tile?
Carpet.
Carpeting? Okay.
Carpet in the little theater room that we have. Oh my God.
Spill some popcorn or something?
No, far worse. Far. So it cleaned up fairly well, but I still need to call Zero Res and have him out to clean my carpets. Yeah, hi, I heard about you on the MJ Morning Show.
Hello.
You still laughing about the wine incident?
Okay, first of all, it was Friday night, not Saturday night.
I'm sorry, Friday night.
Yeah. Because we were supposed to go out on Saturday night. But it was Friday night.
Friday night, you're right. It was Friday night. Yep, go ahead.
Yep.
Why don't you tell everyone what you did?
Well, we're watching The Crown. You always do this where you're like, let's watch, blah, blah, blah. We go in, we sit down, we have our wine, we start watching, and 10 minutes in.
What is going on?
That's a snore. Is that a snore?
That's a snore. That's you.
You're imitating me.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, you're dead asleep.
Snooze fest.
All right, so this is,
like asleep.
Well, first of all, we had already watched a couple of episodes.
Yes.
We had already watched like 2. This was like the third one on Friday night.
But you've been falling asleep throughout the whole night, and I kept having to wake you up.
So I have a glass of a 2016 Gigondas, a Southern Rhone, and I mean enjoying this Gigondas, this nice glass of red wine, and apparently I dozed off.
Yeah, that show sucks. It's boring.
No, it's not. The Crown is not boring.
Oh, my God.
We're
British, yes.
So, Michelle, why don't you pick up the story from there?
So you fell asleep, and usually I do something kind of tickling to wake you up nicely, not jolt you the way you do me. Michelle, are you awake? That's how you wake me up.
Right.
It's so annoying. And so
I'm holding the glass of my wine. Remember, I'm holding the glass.
Well, first of all, I did it once, and all you did was like lick your lips and wake up. But I just tickled your lips with my fingernail, and you went like that, and then your eyes opened and you continued to watch. And so you fell asleep again, and I did I did it again, and you jerked the wine glass
So so you know what she's doing? She's taking her fingernail and she's like tickling, you know, the little indentation right below your nose and above your lip?
Yeah.
She's taking her fingernail while I'm sleeping, holding a glass of wine, and touches that and starts tickling that. I flinch and jerk. I have this spastic jolt, and I fling the wine glass. Wine goes all over the carpet. Oh, that's
I'm glad you
hysterical.
think this is funny.
She was tickling your philtrum. That's what it's called, right?
When you touch somebody's face, you can't predict what the response is going to be. You touch his shoulder, he might just wake up and nudge. But you touch somebody's face,
Yeah, that's shocking.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I jerked like I was tased.
Yeah.
You know,
It was like you've been electrocuted.
And you sound so proud of yourself, Michelle.
Taser!
Hysterical. I wish I'd had a video of it.
The wine goes all... I was disgruntled. You woke me up. I flinched. I jerked. I had this spastic, violent jerk, and the wine goes flying. It's all over the carpet. So Michelle, you know, she's laughing. I'm like, yeah, really funny. Our carpet's probably ruined. So Michelle quickly runs and gets a bottle of sparkling water and a toothbrush. We start dabbing it. Anyway, it came out. It's pretty much gone. But I still need to get the Zero Res in to clean the carpets in the little theater area that we have. But I'm glad you found that extremely humorous, Michelle.
It's always entertaining with you. What can I say?
Never a dull moment, huh?
Never.
Oh, you know what we got to do? We'll do this probably tomorrow. Michelle went through the...
Reenact it?
No. Michelle went through the over 500 responses on the video that I shot last week of... with Michelle and me on the back porch saying, hey, what should we do this summer? We have no summer vacation plans. It's our 30th wedding anniversary in June. And the response from you, the listener, on my Instagram from the video that I shot at Certified MJ Radio on Instagram, the response has been unbelievable. And Michelle's been kind of making a list of all of the suggestions on where we ought to go this summer. And also celebrate our 30th wedding anniversary.
And what's the top 10?
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I have a whole list here. We'll do it tomorrow. But I have 3 pages of the suggestions from listeners. So, all right, Michelle, go have fun at your workout. I'll see you later on.
All right.
Oh, can you text me your schedule today? Because I have no idea what you're doing.
I told you it. That's how you know I'm walking right now.
Oh, I know you're working out first, but I don't know what you're doing after. Could you just send me and let me know what you're doing?
I'm going home to be with you.
Ew.
What else would I be doing?
Like Hootie and the Blowfish, I only want to be with you. Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Mhm.
God.
All right.
Okay. All right. That.
You gonna
that
hold
ends
my
a
hand?
lot.
Oh.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All right, Nooner.
So that you don't spastic
Oh.
when I tickle your lips.
Afternoon delight.
Ooh, afternoon delight.
There you go.
Hey, when I was in high school, Ted Yoder's parents had a jukebox, and that awful Afternoon Delight song was on a 45 in the jukebox. And we were at a party, and somebody kept playing that song over and over again, that Afternoon Delight.
I love that song.
Oh, God. All right.
Of course you do.
See you later, Shemmy.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Shimmy.
Yeah.
Never heard that one.
No, I've used that before. I've been calling
Shimmy,
her that.
shimmy, Cocoa Pop.
Hold on. You're saying it's the first time I've ever said that on the morning show?
I've not heard you refer to her as shimmy.
Really?
Like the movement?
Like shimmy her shoulders.
Well,
Shimmy.
Yeah,
No,
just
not her
it's
shoulders.
Michelle, and just I've used the Shemmy in the past.
All right.
Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa
So hey, that's it's a revelation here on the MJ Morning Show. Giselle Bundchen apparently gets a little support from the mayor of Surfside, Florida, just north of Miami. The mayor is appalled and thought that the cop that pulled Giselle over should have handled her with more delicate kid gloves?
Oh, what is he, Mr. White Knight?
Listen
Screw
to
that.
this.
Who cares what she does?
Yeah, listen,
She got a ticket.
And we can play the Giselle audio again. Let me bring this up on the button bar here. But Giselle Bundchen receives major support from Florida mayor after traffic stop. Now, if you were listening to us last week, Giselle Bundchen was pulled over. It was all caught on body cam, and one of the local TV stations got a hold of the body cam because they were tipped off that Giselle Bundchen had been pulled over for some kind of traffic infraction.
How long was this stop?
Oh, you weren't here on Friday.
No, we played it on Thursday originally.
Oh, is it Thursday originally? Okay, gotcha. All right, listen to this. From TMZ, Giselle Bundchen is getting major support from a Florida mayor who blasted a police officer for his wholly unacceptable interaction with the model during a traffic stop this week. Surfside Mayor Charles Burkett sent a letter to the town's interim police chief, Harry Doce, detailing his dismay over the way one officer treated Giselle. The unidentified cop pulled over Giselle for driving erratically while she tried to elude paparazzi who were following her. During the brief chat, Giselle explained why she was swerving and broke down in tears as the officer let her off with a warning.
Okay.
But in his letter, the mayor, Burkett, wrote that he was dismayed to watch the publicly released body cam footage of the traffic stop showing Giselle in tears as the officer addressed her. The mayor also noted Giselle was upset and frightened by the photog stalking her, but the officer's dismissive posture was everything we do not want to see in the way our police interact and serve our residents. Burkett summed it up by saying the officer should have displayed more empathy and could have done a better job, even though he's considered a good cop within the community. And so far, the interim chief has not indicated whether he'll take any disciplinary action against the officer. So,
please don't do anything to the officers.
This cop is in a winless situation.
Yeah,
he is.
If he comes in and he plays it straight like he did, and he just gives her the ticket, and here you go, or this is your warning, blah, 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 and talks to her in that manner, then he's not empathetic enough. And then if he's like, oh, hey,
Please, officers.
I know who you are. Don't worry.
Right.
We'll take
then
care
it's
of
then
this.
it's favoritism.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
in it. I agree.
So, again, this is Surfside, Florida. This is just in the Miami area. Surfside is where that condo collapsed.
Oh, please, officers, don't arrest me.
It'll be all right, ma'am. Why don't you stop your crying?
And now it's Recreation Theater with Fester as the police officer and Froggy as Giselle.
Hang on, let me roll down my windows. Hello, officers.
Yes.
Is there something wrong?
What country are you from?
I am from Brazil.
Are you a sovereign citizen?
Yes, I do not believe in traveling.
What?
This is not in vehicles.
This will be your warning.
But
right,
my name is the Giz. Giselle.
All right,
But the big point, you guys
How
are
is the reenactment?
in your reenactment. You're missing the big point. She was being chased by the paparazzi.
I'm being chased by the paparazzi.
The paparazzi are here for me.
all right, I'm shutting down.
Big fan.
I'm shutting
of
down
cop footage.
reenactment. I'm shutting down reenactment theater. This sucks. All
The
right,
paparazzi, they won't stop following me.
here's Giselle. This is the actual audio. If you missed this on Thursday,
I'll give you a courtesy today.
Thank you. I was just trying to
the cop says, "I'll give you a courtesy today."
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a courtesy today.
Thank you. I was just trying to stay from that guy.
I understand who you are. I know that. I'll give you a courtesy. There's nothing I can do about that.
No, but he's like stalking me.
Okay, well then file a report with Miami Beach because it was coming from Miami Beach. Okay? So
There's more than that.
okay, so I'm sorry. So there's nothing I can do about that.
So he's saying there's nothing he can do about the paparazzi following
What's
her.
going to turn around and start shooting?
So what did the mayor want the cop to do?
I don't know.
It sounds like a
Throw out the stop sticks and blow out the
kidding.
paparazzi's tires.
Maneuver! Dude, it sounds like he was pretty gracious with her. Let's
All right, let's listen. 26 more seconds.
But what do you need? Why are you crying?
Tired. Everywhere I go, I have these guys after me. Nothing protects me. I can't do nothing. I just want to live my life.
She said, "I just want to live my life." You can hear she's crying.
First of all,
just want to live my life.
The cop on the side of the road is not your therapist, okay?
I know. How does she break down like that? How weak of a woman is she?
If I saw the cop doing something wrong, I'd say, hey, right there, ding, 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 that's the problem. But no.
Right. But I mean, I do have a little bit of compassion for her. I mean, she's going through this very high profile. Everyone's looking at her post-divorce. It's probably a real trigger for her when she's just trying to drive down the road and some paparazzi are behind her. I mean, I understand her feelings. I understand why she's upset.
She's been famous for 30 years. This is nothing new.
I know, but she's in a different place. She's been with Tom.
Doing their job, which is to take pictures.
So the cop's saying they're doing their job to take pictures.
That's allowed.
Do you need anything else? Can I assist you in anything else?
And Giselle's job is just to drive around looking hot in a Range Rover. That's it.
Was it a Mercedes wagon?
Maybe it was a Mercedes.
My G-Wagons.
Yes, I would recommend the BMW X5.
So what does this G in G-Wagon stand for?
Giselle.
He asked me the question.
I asked
not you.
Giselle, not you, sir. Paparazzo, keep walking.
I ended reenactment theater
No,
5 minutes ago.
Tell us.
I'm not sure I would. Like he recognized her. Would you recognize her? I'm not sure I would.
I think did he recognize her, or was that after he looked at her?
Probably the license.
Yeah,
he took the license. The license said Giselle Bunchen.
That's probably what tipped him off.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You're welcome.
So I don't know why the mayor's all pissed off and yacked off at the cop.
Yeah, I mean, he did his job. I understand why she felt the way she did, and he handled it like a professional.
I had a little Amazon incident I'll talk about in a minute. I've actually got 2 interesting Amazon stories, and then got a little complaint. Little Amazon. You tell me if I'm right to be a little ticked off. Hang on, I'll explain in a minute. First, though, a couple of other stories I want to get into. Another celebrity item. The Taylor Swift guy that's tracking her flights has put out stats on her travel last year in 2023. And if you look at the map, this is from the U.S. Sun. So, Festa, type this in and you'll see like all of the lines of where on a map, you'll see all of the lines of where Taylor Swift traveled in her private jets. You know, she had 2 private jets. I think she sold one. But listen to this. Taylor Swift flew 178,000 miles in a year. And the so-called stalker, this is the college kid from Central Florida. This is the college junior that received like the cease and desist letter. Listen to this story. Taylor Swift's private jet tracker has revealed he's heard nothing since Taylor Swift's legal team sent him that cease and desist letter trying to stop him from tracking her flights. Or, as they put it, you're stalking Taylor Swift. Now, we had a full discussion about this on multiple occasions. Is he stalking? If he's just posting publicly available data on her plane flights, is that stalking?
It's a little weird. You got to admit.
It's annoying.
This is the same dude that tracked Elon Musk as well. But also, I want you to notice a lot of flights are taken right here to Tampa Bay. So Taylor Swift has been in and out of Tampa Bay. I don't know whether she lands at Tampa International or at PIE, at St. Pete Clearwater Airport. But remember, her dad lives in a condo, right, in downtown St. Petersburg. Isn't that the story?
Why are there 2 planes?
Because
she has 2 planes.
She had 2 planes last year.
Did you hear him say that?
No, but some of them are flying at the same time, so that means...
Okay, let me explain. No, this is what it is. And this was her excuse last year. I don't know if you guys remember this, but she was like, oh, I use my plane. she leases it out to people who need to use it. Yeah. And she, so she has a little side business there.
Destination. I mean,
well, then in those instances, maybe she's flying family. Maybe she's flying more than one person.
Yeah, she's flying more people that can fit in one of the private jets.
Right.
But if you look, there are a lot of flights right here to Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. So essentially, Taylor Swift last year was in and out of the Tampa Bay area much more than anyone knew. She apparently is here quite a bit, visiting her dad or other family members.
Oh, dude, I wonder if she's a fan of Hal Herman.
I'm sure. Why wouldn't she be?
Oh, she could have Hal Herman open up.
I want to vomit on her next performance.
Please stop. I'm
just kidding.
So this is the computer student, Jack Sweeney.
Okay.
And Jack is this college junior that's been tracking these celebrity flights. And again, it's public data. And the other thing is, when I look at a plane that's landing over South Tampa and, utilizing one right instead of going out over the water on one left. In Tampa Bay, at what was that? You all right?
A sneeze, sorry.
All right. So at Tampa International Airport, one right is the runway and the approach, which is over land, essentially, right up West Shore Boulevard or just a little to the west of West Shore over Beach Park. And jets are not supposed to use that runway, only props, because the neighborhood predated the jet age The airport was there with props. So that's essentially the answer. So runway 1 right is a noise-sensitive runway. And the jets are supposed to be out over the water approaching on 1 left when you see them fly over the Howard Franklin Bridge, for instance. So sometimes I'll try to see what jets are landing, and you can call up and make a noise complaint to Tampa International Noise Office. And there are times you look at the apps and all the information is blocked. The point I'm trying to make is, why doesn't Taylor Swift have the information on her planes blocked?
I mean, I'm sure people might have thought of that if they could have done it already.
I don't know. Anyway, so computer student Jack Sweeney's, he remains defiant, and he kept on posting the whereabouts of Taylor Swift's 2 private jets, although she sold one earlier this year, even after he got the cease and desist letter from Taylor Swift's lawyers. And he's been defiant, and he said that he's heard nothing. They tried to scare him, and it didn't work. He kept posting, and now they've gone quiet, probably because they don't have a legal leg to stand on. Because if you remember that the lawyers said that him posting Taylor Swift's jet tracking information is a matter of life and death for Taylor Swift. Please, it's a little melodramatic.
So am I the only one that thinks this isn't the biggest deal in the world?
It's not a huge deal.
Other than a quirky fact, she had a tour. She was in a different city every other weekend. She flew to South America several times for her tour. But she flew to Europe.
So she's
once.
flying to work, and she can't necessarily fly commercial. But I will say that I'm not necessarily going to be taking any advice from Taylor on how to make the world a more environmentally friendly place.
Well, and that's the point, that she flew 178,000 miles in 2023, equivalent to flying around the Earth 7 times, emitting 1,200 tons of CO2 in the process, 83 times the average American.
No airline wants her on their plane.
And then he also said that Taylor Swift once said, jet lag is a choice. Ooh, how about that?
What does she mean by that? Like she's so tough that she just...
Well, that if you have jet lag, it's because you choose to have jet lag, that you don't have to have jet lag.
Yeah, because she can lay out in the comfy plane.
So Jack Sweeney's a junior at the University of Central Florida, UCF, and he faced a whole lot of scrutiny after Taylor Swift's lawyers sent him a cease and desist letter back in December that he was assisting stalkers. The lawyers wrote, while this may be a game for you or an avenue that you hope will earn you wealth or fame, it is a life or death matter for our client. I mean, that's a little over the top.
Maybe they think she could just get shot out of the sky or something.
With what?
Bazooka.
You can have some Taliban guy with an RPG. Oh, there's Taylor Swift's plane.
I mean, I don't know. It's weird. You would think that such a powerful woman as Taylor is, she could have that stuff blocked.
And I got a couple Amazon things here. First of all, hang on a minute. Andrew wants me to. Hang on a minute. Andrew wants me to take
What's happening?
line 6. Hang on. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. TJ in Plant City. Hi, TJ. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
So the deal with this airplane tracking is every airplane has a transponder.
Yep.
Okay. So on FlightAware and all these flight tracking websites.
Yeah, I use Flight Radar 24.
Right. So that you can block your plane information on that website. What you cannot block is ADSB, which is the information that comes from the transponder on the plane.
Oh.
And that is public information by law. It's a safety thing. It's what they use for traffic avoidance in the air.
All right, so how do I get that information? How can I see, when I see a plane landing at Tampa International and it has the departure city and arrival city and the registration, the N number blocked out, how do I get it then?
There's a website. If you look up ADSB, they actually have a live map that will show you the planes on the map, just like Flight Radar or FlightAware or whatever it is. It's a website, and you can look at that live, and you can click on it. Now, a lot of times it'll just tell you what kind of plane it is and what the transponder number is. It's not going to give you the owner name and everything.
Yeah, I understand. So you're saying ADSB, so Alpha Delta Sierra Bravo?
Bravo. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Look at you. You think you're so cool.
All right, have a good one.
Alpha Delta Bravo douchey. What is it?
All right, so Amazon. Do you believe this? A California couple accidentally shipped their cat in an Amazon return.
That sounds crazy.
It can happen.
This is from KTLA, which is, I think, Channel 5 in Los Angeles, a big TV station. Family cat disappears, vanished. Carrie Stevens Clark says she tried everything to find her cat. She put out paper flyers, social media, searching everywhere in her home.
Cat's just gone.
April 17th, a week after the cat's disappearance, Galena, she got a call from 600 miles away from her home.
Gee, wow.
After 7 days of searching, the family cat took a trip to California. So the cat ended up in California. The cat was shipped from Utah. So just so I get the geography right. So the family's in Utah. The cat got shipped to California.
That would be a great kids movie.
I got a call, changed everything.
A cat in a box.
She posted on Facebook, her microchip was scanned. I was immediately notified via text, and a vet called me to say they had Galena, and she was in California.
Galena wants to make it big time.
Yeah. I'm going to be a star.
You're going to Hollywood.
I'm going to Hollywood. You're going to Hollywood.
Have you heard of Cash Kitty? He's on radio stations everywhere. Is that you?
By the way, the Cash Kitty's coming up again at 10 o'clock.
That's right.
So Clark said that without her family's knowledge, Galena hopped inside a package full of products that were being returned to Amazon. After the box was sealed and shipped, the cat went on a 6-day adventure without food or water and ended up in the return center in Riverside, California.
How did that thing live?
I don't know.
6 days.
An employee of the return center opened the box and, to her surprise, found Galena safe and sound. She then took the cat to a vet, which scanned her microchip and alerted the Clark family that Galena was found.
Wow.
Wouldn't you feel it in the box when you pick it up?
Well, you probably smell it too because the box probably has urine on it after, where's the cat going to go?
Oh, and cat pee's the worst.
The box would stink.
Yes.
The bottom of it would fall out.
Exactly,
it would
because the
just-
moisture.
Oh,
That's some good tape. Some good tape.
So they hopped on a plane to Southern California, and Galena was released from the vet, went on a 10-hour road trip back to Utah with the couple, but the cat was shipped in an Amazon return box from Utah to California.
that's not much of an adventure when you're just stuck in a box.
No,
Yeah.
no,
So-
and with no food and water.
So now, would it still make a good kids movie?
Hell yeah.
It didn't have a window to look out like historic Route 66 or something, or.
It's dark in here. Meow.
All right.
Lucky there's enough air in that box.
My God. Can you imagine the Cash Kitty gets shipped? What if the Cash Kitty disappeared? What if suddenly we had no money at 10 o'clock, noon, 3, and 5 p.m. because the Cash Kitty was accidentally put in a box?
If you want the Cash Kitty to disappear, we just have to take him to the Tampa post office.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I remember when we tried to
Never to be
ship the
seen.
dwarf, and I picked up the box, and you could really tell something was in it because
So-
the weight shifts.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
I'm trying to go back
You're
on
wrong.
old memory, old recollection. You did a crotchety call where you shipped Chauncey.
Yes.
Did they have to shut down
Yes.
Memphis, Maine
There was a, oh, man.
at FedEx? It was
Yes.
it could have potentially been the biggest trouble we've ever been in.
We caused a major, major issue. Should I play the call?
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Do you have it? I mean, I remember
Wow, Fester, good call.
I mean, I don't know if he has them. He doesn't have them all.
No,
but
I have it.
I remember we did it. The MG did a crank call, a crotchety old man, where he shipped his son and daughter, and the guy just couldn't believe it. And I think he hit the red button, in case of emergency, break glass button.
Yeah,
And-
it's called Overnight Chauncey. I've got it here.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll put it in the CD player.
But
because
all
I've got the NBC, the Nothing But Crotchety 3 CD set.
But FedEx in Memphis had to shut down. And
Copyright 2003 MJ Morning Show.
You could probably find them in Goodwills and Salvation Armies.
2003?
Yeah, so I'll play this call real quick. And seriously, there was a whole investigation because I'm on the phone with FedEx, and they're trying to search for this package that was shipped out of Tampa with a kid inside. Seriously. I mean, I caused this major, major issue. Hang on, what track is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's track 10. All right, folks, this caused a FedEx panic, and we nearly shut down the whole freaking system. Talk about shipping stuff. Then I have 2 more Amazon stories. I have another Amazon story. He's got a big lawsuit coming up. And then I have a personal Amazon story from Saturday morning. Here, listen to this.
Thank you for calling. To schedule a pickup using your account number, press 1. For delivery information on a specific shipment, press 2.
I need my son!
For information about international shipping, press 3.
I lost my kid!
For other information, or to speak with a customer representative, press the star key.
Yes, star!
Terry Law, how can I help you?
Oh, thank God you've answered. Terry, I've got a package emergency on my hands.
Okay, what type of emergency?
I shipped something out and it hasn't gotten to the destination yet.
Okay, so what was the air bill number?
06348048811.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't show any record of that shipment.
It's not in the system?
No, sir.
Oh, my God, we've got a catastrophe on our hands. Let me explain what's going on.
Okay.
I guess it's time for me to come clean.
Okay, so just calm down and tell me what's wrong.
We couldn't afford to send my fat kid Chauncey on a regular airliner to see Grandma, so I packed him in a box and I shipped him out.
You what?
I packed him up with this tape and shipped him out.
You're trying to tell me you sent out a human in a box?
Yes, Chauncey, my 375-pound bundle of love.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to get my supervisor.
Okay.
Due to unusually high call volume, our representatives are still busy. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Hello, this is Connie Morris. Do I understand that you shipped a human being?
Yes, I shipped my fat kid Chauncey in a box.
You shipped your son?
Yes, we couldn't afford an airliner, so I stuffed him in the box. It was a very heavy load.
Where did this package originate from?
Tampa, Florida.
Okay, and...
My name is Milton Fudge Cow. F-L-U-D-G-E-C-O-W, Fudge Cow.
Okay, and you said this originated in Tampa?
Tampa, it was going to Albuquerque. He was going to visit Grandma.
Okay, going to...
Hey, you gotta find Chauncey.
How could you ship a human being in a box like that? Okay, we're going to have to call the police on this.
No, let's keep the police out of it.
No, I'm going to need your home phone number so we can get in touch with you. But
whoa, wait a sec. I put some chocolate chip cookies.
We need to find where your son is.
I know, but he had
We have no record.
He had some cookies.
Shipment.
I gave him some water in a squirt bottle. He had a ham sandwich.
We're going to have to get the police's help on this.
Well, I even slapped a fragile sticker on top.
We have no record of this. We need the police. I'm going to need your home phone number.
Do I get a refund since it wasn't there by 10:30? He had his little Nintendo Game Boy in there to keep him company.
I don't care what you did for him. You do not ship a human being in a box.
I'm sorry.
We're going to need to get the police, and we're going to need to get some information from you.
I can't hear you. The connection's getting very staticky.
Okay, we're going to get in touch with the police. I need information from you.
I can't hear you.
I need information from you.
My hearing aid fell out. I can't hear you.
Give me your address and phone number.
I can't.
So we can get the police to help.
Gotta go. Bye-bye.
Please, sir.
Bye. Well, that launched like this panic, and they were searching for a kid in a box, like at the Memphis hub, and it was just this. Do you remember that?
It closed down everything.
Oh, that was like 1995, 96.
Yeah, that was big trouble.
Yeah, and then we tried to ship Dave the Dwarf. Remember that? We took Dave the Dwarf in a box. This is years later. We put Dave the Dwarf in a box and went to the Tampa, the FedEx office
on Waters Avenue.
On Waters, yeah.
Little son of a bitch couldn't stay still.
Put him on the counter, and the person's like, "What's in the box?" Oh man, I think we have the audio of that somewhere. Yeah. Oh man! All right, 8:45 at the MJ Morning Show. So 2 other Amazon stories, A film producer up in New York, in Brooklyn, is suing Amazon for $1 million. He tripped over a box left on the stairs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And fell down the stairs. That's why it's $1 million. He must have really messed himself up.
Yeah, so he tripped over what he says is a carelessly placed package, and he was launched, this is according to the lawsuit, was launched 5 feet and shattered his arm. And his mother just died. Chris Gambale.
Are those separate incidents?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, mom didn't trip and fall over the package as well and die.
You got to take a breath in the middle of that sentence.
Chris Gambale, or it's Gambale, who was once an assistant to Bill Cosby. But you trip over the Amazon box and
Take this a drink.
You know, sometimes the Amazon drivers do the craziest, darndest thing.
Would you get this lady the magic pudding pop?
Yes. I'll tell you what, let me get your mama some pills.
Have a sip of the pudding
All right. So this guy was once an assistant to Bill Cosby and later a writer on Martin Scorsese's Deuces Wild. Was living with his elderly mother last May. He just filed the suit when she died in it doesn't say how she died, but this was in Brooklyn. And after a 4-hour cleanup following the removal of mom's body and before going to sleep, he had to walk her dog and stepped on a misplaced Amazon package. He tumbles down the stairs, goes flying 5 feet, crashing on his arm and elbow. My God, delivery instructions requested that packages be brought up the driveway and left near the garage. Instead, he claimed that the driver carelessly tossed the package on the steps and he tripped and fell. $1 million.
Oh.
Wow, $1 million. Hold on, is that true?
What?
That's not in the story. Hold on. Andrew is saying that he was also a Harvey Weinstein assistant. What the?
Whoa.
Wait a second. So this guy was an assistant to Bill Cosby, accused of drugging dozens of women?
What's his name again?
Chris Gambale, Gambale, or Gambale. I don't know.
He ought to write a tell-all book, and then he'll get as much as he would in this lawsuit.
All right.
But what are the odds? He's an assistant to Bill Cosby and then also Harvey Weinstein?
Hold the phone. You're Harvey Weinstein. You see somebody with experience with Bill Cosby.
You're all over it.
You're like hired.
Oh, man.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
You know the racket.
Bill Cosby and his fishing tackle box with all the pills to drug women with.
So, you know the cause. Can you pull that plant a little closer for me?
My God. And then my Amazon story, just to wrap this segment up at an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. I mean, is this unreasonable? Saturday morning at 7:30, my bell is rung by Amazon. Why the hell did he have to? And then stood there and waited, kept ringing until I came out. Like, what are you doing? 7:30. I mean, I was sleeping in. Remember, I had just fallen asleep. I flung the wine when Michelle woke me up with a little tickle to my, what is it called?
Philtrum.
The philtrum, the little thing above your lip and below your nose, a little dimple in there. And Michelle tried to wake me up by tickling that, and I flung my wine glass all over the room. And then I'm sleeping in on Saturday morning, and Amazon's got to ring the buzzer at 7:30 in the morning? Just why does every other driver leave the package? Why do you have to buzz me?
Nope, not me, sir. I'm going to say right here and wait for you to come out.
Aren't Amazon drivers told not to buzz or ring doorbells before a certain time of the day? What does the policy say?
I don't know that.
Come on.
It's called Jeff.
Get me Bezos on the phone. Seriously. So I'm a little ticked off. I mean, hey, Fessa, do a search. See if there's a... Well, Roxanne, I trust you're searching more.
I don't know, but I'll search it. Tell me.
How early are Amazon drivers supposed to ring your doorbell?
They're out in the road, like we've talked about this before, wee hours.
Dude, they do overnight, middle of the night. Like sometimes I'll see if I look to see if something's available, overnight delivery available, like, 2 to 5 a.m.
So what it says is if you're short on time, here's the quick. Amazon delivery drivers are generally instructed not to ring doorbells or knock. Their policy is to deliver as efficiently and quietly as possible.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes. But does it say when they can knock or ring the doorbell or push the buzzer?
It doesn't give any times. It just their policy is be quiet.
Andrew just found it. Andrew says 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Maybe we should trust Andrew's searching skills.
Andrew just found it.
We're out.
So 7:30 was outside of policy. Get me Bezos on the phone. I got to register a complaint. All right, 8:51 at the MJ Morning Show. That brings to a close an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Thanks for listening. Make sure you take us with us next hour. So make sure you take us with you. Did I say take us with us?
Yeah, that's okay.
Make sure you take us with us.
Yeah, no. Make sure you take us with you into the office. Remember that if you're going to work now, you can listen on your smartphone. Just bring up the Q105 Tampa Bay on any of the apps. Just search Q105 Tampa Bay, iHeart app, Odyssey app, TuneIn app, or you can go to mjmorningshow.com and listen on your computer at work. Go to mjmorningshow.com, upper right-hand corner, you'll see the red button that says Listen Live. So you can listen to the show at our final hour, the 9 o'clock hour, which starts next. And we're loaded. We got did you see the Wawa lady in Pinellas Park? What? I mean, right up the street here. Crazy story out of Wawa in Pinellas Park. We'll get to that. O.J. Simpson credit card update. I mean, I'm just looking at, we have a lot of great stuff. You know, some major drug busts around here, too, which are insane. All right, don't move. A lot coming up here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. 105, MJ with Fester, Roxanne, Froggy. 9:02 Monday morning, and the 9 o'clock hour is here. Do we know why? Has there been any update on why Justin Bieber appeared to break down in tears in some photos that he posted up on Instagram? Do we have any idea why?
Poor Biebs. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, apparently fans were very upset and were very concerned because Justin Bieber posted some images of him crying over the weekend. This is Saturday. And he put up a couple of photos that included two of them looking into the camera while tearing up. He was wearing a light green kind of bucket hat, a white zip-up sweatshirt with kind of a crepe paper kind of texture.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a tear swelling up. Is it swelling up or welling up? I think it's more like, this says swelling up. I think it's welling.
Yeah, it's he welled up with tears.
Yeah. And he snapped a picture of himself while looking to the camera with a tear, like getting ready to, kind of like the Indian when the trash is thrown out the window at his feet. You know, that old...
Yeah.
What are you laughing at, Frog?
I remember that commercial.
There's something crazy.
You know, that guy was never the guy's
That's
not
right.
an Indian.
Not an Indian.
What?
The guy's Italian.
What's his name?
Pepe.
Sergio
Schizzarello?
Cacciatore.
Yeah.
Sergio Cacciatore. No, seriously, the guy that played the Indian. I was a little kid when that was on TV, and it was about don't litter. It was like an ad council commercial, and it's like don't litter, and the Indian's on the side of the road, and a car passes by and throws out a whole bag of trash, and it falls at the Indian's feet. The dude's Italian. It's not even a real Indian.
Is that the one when he throws a tomahawk at the guy who littered and then hits him right in the head and kills him?
It's where he follows him and scalps him at a Buc-ee's. It was awful.
No, it's where he grabbed that pneumatic device from the movie No Country for Old Men.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to hold this to your head.
But do we know why Justin Bieber broke down? Or
why is he such a drama queen all of a sudden?
Or
what
is
happened?
I think he's always.
Is it a fake deal and just to get attention? You know,
I think it's a whole. Was he like? Did he do something to him? Like is that the rumor?
Like, did he get pee probed?
Like, did he get pee diddled?
Pee diddled, maybe. I don't know.
It's probably a stressful time for anyone in the music business associated with
his
him.
wife Haley
is hot.
Bieber.
Oh, I'm a fan.
Came out and said, "Isn't he a pretty crier?"
Really?
Or he's a pretty crier. That was her reply back, trying to say, "Hey, listen."
That's the thing, there are pretty criers and there are ugly criers.
She's saying it was just a picture, nothing else to read into.
What the heck happened at Wawa in Pinellas Park?
Dude, I got to hang out there more often. That sounds like a good
A
time.
woman went berserk and went behind like the Wawa counter where they make the sandwiches and stuff and grabs a knife and starts threatening people.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
A woman from Seminole.
I like that Wawa. It's a good Wawa.
I've never been to that Wawa, but
it's on Gandy Boulevard. It's literally a mile and a half from the radio station. It's before you get to Park Boulevard.
All right. Yeah. So where is it? Before like the Rolls Royce dealership over there,
right next to it.
Oh, that okay. I know where. Okay, I know where it is.
Right next to it.
Yeah, like Rolls Royce and Aston Martin over there, right? Yeah. So this woman's from Seminole. She's been whacked with attempted murder charges. She stabs a guy and then tries to stab a Wawa employee. I'm looking at the arrest affidavit. This is from the Pinellas Park Police Department. And Saturday night, a little after 10 o'clock, Christina Crane, 37, she goes into Wawa on Gandy. She grabs a large fixed blade knife from the deli counter inside.
That's where they would have the knives, at the deli.
Stabs a guy in the hand and then enters a small office. And she holds the knife up to another person, an employee, and she's yelling, "I will kill you!"
That's not what you want to hear.
No, not in a Wawa, man. I'm just thinking of, getting a smoothie or some of those irresistible impulse pretzel buys at the front counter.
Don't sleep on the Wawa sub. It's a good quick sub.
Froggy Caruso here.
Oh,
looks like somebody went wacky. That was bad. That was really bad.
That was awful.
Okay.
It's wah, not cuckoo. Anybody else? MJ Caruso, Fester, Roxanne Caruso?
Roxanne Caruso here.
Yeah.
With a husky voice. Still.
Yeah.
Looks like someone went, wah, wah, wah.
That was good, Roxanne Caruso. Welcome to the family.
Very good.
Mr. Caruso, you got something for us?
I refuse to besmirch the name of Wawa by addressing this lady one more time.
So she then smashed several items. So she stabs a guy, threatens an employee, says, I'll kill you, then starts smashing items in the store, mostly computer monitors. So she's smashing computer monitors in the office.
Well, they also have the computer monitors there. They also have the order kiosks that you can
to place your order for your milkshake or your smoothie,
All
your
that stuff.
shake or your smoothie.
Or your shake.
Or your smoothie.
Or your shake or your smoothie.
You also have there?
Or your smoothie.
They have smoothies.
Or your shake.
Shake. And you can order them on
Are
the
you
kiosk.
glitching? Are you glitching?
Man, I've done a couple of Jimmy 2 times today, haven't I? I'm going to get the papers. Yeah, I'm going to get the smoothie. At the Wawa. Yes.
No, I was worried earlier about Fester having a stroke because he asked me if I smelled smoke in the studio.
I thought I smelled something burning in the studio.
And then now I'm worried about you. What's happening?
I'm fine.
I smell burnt toast.
Yeah, the woman was in a state of excited delirium, according to the police report. And the Pinellas Park police said that she was under the influence of an unknown substance.
You mean to tell me nobody at the Wawa could have taken this lady down just to protect her from herself?
Dude, just like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, grab like a Monster Energy drink out of the cooler and just throw it at her head like the dog food scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Good idea.
That's hysterical. That's great. Brad Pitt just takes the dog food can and belts that woman right in the forehead. You know, the Charles Manson gang. Man, that's
a great movie.
It is really a good movie.
It bored me.
No, it didn't. We stop it. Hey, the O.J. Simpson Bank of America credit card that we talked about last week that was up for auction, it's sold.
Wow.
It's sold. It's sold. It's sold.
So it's sold, you hate.
Sold for $10,000 at auction. Come on. Just a piece of plastic. It says O.J. Simpson business account on it, Bank of America. Oh, he had the Business Advantage Cash Rewards card. Yes.
You know, that documentary, I really think he did it now that I watched it.
Oh, you're just coming to realize that?
I'm thinking he did that.
You're just coming to realize that, huh? Hey, I've got a warning for you, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be tricked in Las Vegas. What are the things that you could be tricked by in Las Vegas?
Prostitutes.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, that's just
yeah, you're right.
Akin to Las Vegas. It's not. It's legal there. They're not anywhere else. You might think you're on a date with a lovely lady, and little do you know, you have to pay more than you bargained for.
Or it's like a crying game deal.
Yeah, it's a man boy.
There you go.
Nope.
There you go.
That's not. All right, let me just
the real scam.
Let me just cut to the chase. Las Vegas tourists keep getting tricked by fake dispensaries. People are going into these what they think are pot stores, and they're buying product like hemp with no THC.
So they're just buying CBD?
Yeah, listen to this.
Not cool.
The plug looks just like another legal weed store. The front door is covered in a big green pot leaf. A sign shows pipes filled with marijuana, and the shelves are filled with what appear to be marijuana products. But the store's terrible 1.2-star Google rating on Google Maps should be a little tip-off that the shop near the front doors of Planet Hollywood isn't quite what it seems. The Plug, that's the name of the place, is one of the handful of hemp stores on the Vegas Strip that are apparently tricking tourists into buying cannabis products that won't get them high because there's no THC. Stores like The Plug did not return the request from the San Francisco Chronicle for a comment. They only sell hemp, a non-intoxicating version of cannabis that lacks THC, which is the chemical in marijuana that makes you high.
CBD does what? Just kind of mellows you out a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
It's hemp.
I won't waste my time with that.
Marijuana is fully legal in Nevada. So why do you have stores that are not selling? Why are people buying hemp and non-THC marijuana?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because they probably don't have the license for it or paying the fee to get it.
Hang on, let me give you the decent guess. No.
All right.
According to Nevada law, You cannot sell real marijuana within 1,500 feet of a casino.
Oh, I see.
That is the story. So you got these hucksters, shysters, you got these scam artists that are opening up what looks like a legal marijuana store to buy recreational pot.
Right next to the casino.
And they're selling hemp. And they're not selling anything that's going to get you high because it has no THC.
So anywhere in downtown Vegas is there must be no
that.
Who sings that? I don't know.
It's the guy with the beards.
ZZ Top?
Yes, it's
Oh.
the ZZ Top version and some weirdo techno version that Andrew had to dig for, I guess.
Say, I mean, ZZ Top is hard enough to peg without all the want in the background.
Nah, ZZ Top's great.
Yeah.
Too bad the guy died.
Yeah.
Funny thing about people.
Anyway, so if you go to Vegas, remember, you can't get real pot within 1,500 feet of a casino.
Huh.
That's according to...
I'll walk an extra couple hundred feet. No worries.
But Froggy, think about it. There's a casino, then there's a casino, then there's a casino. It must be no pot strips on like Flamingo Drive.
I don't know. I've never been.
Folks, I found something out here that, I don't know if I would typically do the story other than it's a relative of Cajun Festers. And
CF's here?
Listen to this. An LSU fan took a 109-mile-per-hour home run ball to the head.
There's a great video of a soccer game and a little girl gets hit in the face, and I swear to God, it looks like her head falls off.
Why is that great? That's awful.
Can I show it to you?
No, I don't want to see that.
She's just sitting there, and the ball hits her, and her head goes completely backwards. It looks like it knocked her head off.
Yeah, that's what happens. Your neck moves, yeah.
Anyway, so Fester, what do you know about this? And we have audio.
I don't know much about it.
Is he okay?
But my friend.
It was a big night for LSU third baseman Tommy White. Turned out to be a headache for a fan.
Old Tommy White there. He hit that ball a long way out there in LSU game. Go Tigers.
Is he good?
So White is a junior in his second year with the Tigers. Led LSU's 9-0 win over Nicholls State.
Oh, Nicholls State. They used to be called Penny State. They've been stepping up a little bit now.
In the bottom
sound weird.
Listen to me. In the bottom of the eighth, with LSU leading 6-0, White blasted one to the top of the bleachers. The 109-mile-per-hour liner hit a fan right in the head. My God.
Dude, you need to pay attention.
Man, I wonder if the guy got a concussion. All right, listen, here's the fan that got hit in the head.
I mean, it was on a rope, and, I've been carrying this glove with me for years, and I was like, okay, now's my time. I got one coming, and hole in the glove, man. What can I say? It beamed off my dome, and here we are. I got a nice little goose egg. Oh, well, I mean, if you want to.
Does it hurt?
It don't feel good. It felt like every bit of a 109-mile-an-hour fastball, home run ball, yes.
Did we get the ball afterwards? Or?
No, it skipped over the fence, but
didn't even get the
Josh
ball.
Pearson, man, he's such.
Anyway, so Cajun Fester, the guy is a cousin of yours, apparently.
Yeah, good cousin. He's your third cousin once removed. Listen, rule number one when you go to LSU Tiger baseball game: eyes up, gloves up. You don't bring a glove with a hole. Hole in the glove. They're going deep.
Now, the guy we just heard that got beamed in the head, his name is Corey, and you were at Corey's wedding.
Yeah, I was at Corey's wedding there.
You helped cater it, didn't you?
I was in the wedding party. I was in the catering party, and I was also part of the cleanup crew after everybody threw up afterwards.
What did they
What'd you
have?
make? What'd you make?
What was the food? What did you make?
I'm glad you asked. First of all, I started off with a nice course of etouffee.
Why are you laughing at yourself?
Etouffee. It's a funny dish.
It's a funny dish.
Etouffee is hysterical.
We had some gumbo. We had some etouffee. We had a little chicory afterwards.
What was for
it was chicory.
What was for dessert?
You have a crawfish boil?
We little crawfish boys outside there because we couldn't about a code.
Ooh-wee.
We couldn't have
beignets.
Tony Saccharis. You know what?
Saccharis.
The beignet machine.
Yeah.
Bro,
the
beignet machine ordered them from Cafe Du Monde.
Well, we had some bananas we lit on fire.
Some
Bananas Foster.
Little flambe.
Listen, you up in New Orleans call it Bananas Foster. Down here in the bayou, we call it bananas we done lit on fire.
Did I tell you guys? I ran into who I think is the real Cajun Fester at a restaurant on Thursday, and he tipped me off because he said, "Well, hello, little lady," and I tried to start recording him because I wanted to have you guys hear him.
Who you been talking to, little lady?
You sound like a plantation owner.
Tell you what, listen. I'll tell you right, welcome to Louisiana. Listen, we have a Jefferson County, a Davis County, and a Jefferson Davis County. So you better check yourself. I'm sorry, Parish. Parish.
Did you see the tip request from a local restaurant here in the Tampa Bay area as reported on the Tampa Reddit thread?
Where was it? What place?
This is r/Tampa on Reddit.
No, I know what the group is. Yeah, the Tampa group.
But where was the restaurant or the place?
I'll tell you. So from Reddit, this is the Tampa Reddit thread. It's posted last week. Is anyone else completely tipped out?
Yeah.
Well, there's a thing blocking the.
Are you glitching?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I hate. Hey, scroll up to the top. Do you have it? Do you have the one I'm looking for? Yeah, there it is. Tampa First Watch sparks outrage asking for 40% tips.
The breakfast restaurant?
Yeah. So First Watch. Listen, it's been a while since I've been to First Watch.
I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Yeah.
Like I saw it in real life.
Hold on. Oh, you saw it on the screen?
I now that you say this, I think so. I love that restaurant. I mean, the food's great.
Yeah, I glitched out because you know when sometimes you have a box that sits on top of right there. Use your Google account right there. Yeah. So yeah, hit the X there. Yeah. So that got printed on top of mine. So apparently, First Watch, and this is near USF. So it's the First Watch near. We always went to the First Watch on like Henderson. Is that still there? I think it is.
Yeah, it's
right next to like what is that place called? Fresh Market.
That bougie supermarket.
Yeah, it's right next to Fresh Market, and I haven't been there in a while, but always had a good experience at First Watch. But they have a tip screen asking for 30 or 40%. So this made it again. This made it on the Tampa Reddit thread, and they have a picture of the screen. And it's add a tip, $26.12 check. And then it has a 20% button. Notice they start at 20%. They don't start at 15 or 18.
Right.
It starts at 20%, then 22%, then 25%. And then below the line, it says, did you receive elevated service? Add a super tip. And there's a button for 30% or 40%.
Wow.
Super tip.
You know, what I'm thinking is that there probably are quite a few customers that go to First Watch who just go in and have a cup of coffee and do like a little business meeting and maybe sit there for an extended period of time. But if that was the case, then I would just, that would be an instance where I would, if I did that, I'd write in my own amounts.
But 30% or 40%, that's pretty obnoxious. Froggy, you apparently missed a couple of biggies. I am so... You know what? You're dropping the ball too often these days. Froggy, I'm disappointed. I don't want to dress you down. I don't want to scold you. However, listeners brought this to my attention.
Oh, no. What
Froggy,
did I
you
do?
missed not one, but you missed two. And, man, you live for this stuff.
I wonder what it is.
So disappointing. Hang on. I'll explain next. Oh, there's one other tipping story regarding Domino's and tipping drivers for delivery. All right, hold on. Wait till you hear this. Also, a district attorney up north gets pulled over for a traffic infraction, and oh, my God, went off on the cop, all caught on body cam. We have that. There's a lot of stuff in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. Don't forget, 10 o'clock is coming up as well. It's 9:22. And coming up at 10 o'clock, the Cash Kitty's back around again. Cash Kitty back again. Another $1,000 happens at 10 o'clock, then 12 noon, and then again at 3 and 5 p.m. today. So stand by. Final chunk MJ Morning Show's coming up. Let me tell you about... Little picture kind of went viral. You see the Southwest pilot who opened up the side window. I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but in the cockpit, you can actually open up the side window. And the captain of a Southwest 737 is leaning outside and hooking around to the front windshield, and he's wiping off the front windshield. He's cleaning the windows, he's cleaning the windshield on the 737. I think the maintenance guys are supposed to do that, but
yeah, he missed his spot.
Well, in order to, I guess, keep the flight on time, it was said that he cleaned his own windshield instead of waiting for the maintenance crew to come back out with like a ladder truck or whatever to clean the windshield.
Good for him.
Yeah, it would have taken him a long time. Probably would have delayed the flight.
Maybe loaded with love bugs or something. Remember we spoke about the love bugs, that they were nowhere to be found? Apparently they showed up last. So
They heard us talking about them.
The day after we said, where the hell are the love bugs? They showed up. And I had a bunch of people emailing me and say, hey, MJ, the love bugs, they just arrived today.
Yeah, guess what? They're back.
But you know, the love bugs that we have now, they're still not as dense. We don't have the same volume of love bugs that we had back, even in the, I think, early 2000s or the 90s. And I remember when I was a little kid, back in the 70s, my grandparents, man, their cars, because they had moved to Florida from up north, and their cars were just caked. Yeah. You get like 3 inches of love bugs. It'd be like a fudge brownie all over your headlights and everything, Ugh. Yeah. So the Southwest pilot cleaned his own windshield Yeah, the picture's out there. It's pretty funny. And I guess it's because he didn't want to wait for the ground crew to have to come on out and clean the windshield. So he opens up the side window. He's just leaning out, and you see with a little close cleaning his own windshield on the 737. I got a buddy of mine's a Southwest pilot. He just texted me yesterday, hey, let's do dinner on May 9th. Gonna be in town. Got a wheels down at KTPA at 1:35, and he's here all day and all night and doesn't leave until the next morning.
Oh, so he talks plane talk to you, and you just eat it up.
What was plane talk?
Wheels down, KTP, all that stuff you just said.
He drops the lingo on you.
Yeah, he drops the lingo on you.
Well, we're going to be coming in on the old bird.
I mentioned another tipping story. Domino's says, tip your driver, we'll tip you right back. Now, I got to be honest. I'm not a Domino's pizza consumer.
Domino's is good.
Yeah, we had some yesterday. It was really good.
It's good stuff.
You're a pizza snob is what you are.
For what it is.
Right.
What it is, yo.
Guys, I just have a different level of pizza expectation. You know, for me,
it's no Marinas.
The national franchises are just not the kind of pizza that, that gets me going.
Stop comparing it to pizza. Just compare it to, something edible.
Well, but listen, I want to give Domino's credit. Domino's is rolling out this new initiative called You Tip, We Tip. So starting today, it starts today, Monday, April 29th.
They're going to give you money?
Yep. So when you tip, they tip. So beginning today, Domino's will award customers a $3 coupon when they leave at least a $3 tip online for their driver.
I can get a stick.
No.
A breadstick.
No,
it comes off the meal.
But guy, listen,
you have to order again.
dude.
Oh.
If you tip them $3, they're giving you the $3 right back in the form of a coupon.
What if you could tip them $5?
Well,
you're only getting $3.
Yeah,
back.
$3.
You got ripped off.
No, you didn't. You just decide what you want to do. You want to tip the driver $3, or you want to, tip the driver $5 or whatever, and just get most of it back. It's your decision.
This is very clever.
It's not going to be my decision ever because I don't have pizzas delivered to the house.
Yeah.
All right.
Why would I when I could make it myself?
Well, no, I don't make pizza. That's
Why not?
That's my. I have in the past, but that's my next project. I want to put a wood-fired pizza oven in the backyard.
Hey, I gave you a pizza book. You can use some recipes out of that.
You did. So listen, I want to start making my own dough. I want to start making my own pizza, but. Well, am I a pizza snob? Absolutely. Am I having franchise national pizza chain pizza deliveries to my house? I'm not.
I want you to tell Shaq right to his face that his pizza sucks.
He's a chaperone over at Papa John's.
Yeah.
I'm just, listen, I know a lot of people. I'm not an elitist. I just know the pizza I like. And I'm sorry, the national chains
You're a pizza elitist.
and the conveyor belts just don't do it for me, okay?
Pizza diva.
But anyway, listen, I'm giving Domino's credit. I think it's nice. You tip the driver $3, you'll get a $3 coupon back. It starts today with Domino's.
You're a piva. I just invented it. A pizza diva.
I'm a piva?
That's right.
All right, thank you.
Good.
Thanks.
All right, we have oh, man. Do you know who I am? All that crap. We've got a New York district attorney that gets pulled over for a traffic infraction.
Oh, I love it.
Listen to this. New York district attorney put on this jaw-dropping display of arrogance and defiance toward a police officer after she was pulled over for speeding. The whole thing was caught on body cam. Started a week ago, last week. Monroe County, which just north of the county where I grew up. I grew up in Rockland County, and then Monroe is, or am I thinking of Monroe, New York? Anyway, so the top prosecutor, the district attorney for the county, is Sandra Doorley.
Monroe County's Rochester.
All right, so I'm thinking of Monroe, New York, not Monroe County. So she was clocked doing 55 miles an hour in a 35, so that's 20 miles over. That's excessive. The cop tries to stop her, lights, sirens on, the whole thing. Woo, 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 tries to pull her over. She ignores the cop car, ignores the attempt to pull her over. She drives home, parks the car inside her garage, as the officer followed her in the patrol car. The cop confronts her. The body cam is turned on, and from the get-go, she just gives the cops the business. From the beginning, just letting them have the attitude.
Some people.
And then she calls to complain to the officer's supervisor. This is crazy. Here's the audio. How many chunks do we have? I've got like 3 or 4 chunks of this. And she's just out of control.
Sorry, I'm the DA. I was going 55 coming home from work.
55 and a 35.
I don't really care.
Okay.
So you can call Dennis.
Can you please come over here? This is on a traffic stop, ma'am.
Yes, it is. You can call Dennis Kohlmeyer right now.
Okay, I'm telling you why I stopped you. You didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything?
No, I didn't actually. I was on the phone.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to be on the phone while you're driving either.
Yes, I am with the hands-free. Absolutely.
Okay.
She told him.
Yeah, this is the DA in the county.
Why are you so upset at me? I'm doing my job. You just admitted to me that you were going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
Can you please tell him to leave me alone? It's
Officer Christopher. Can you stay over here, ma'am? This is a traffic. This is a legal traffic stop. Do you have your ID?
No, it's in my purse. Here.
You have your purse right there.
No, this is my lunch. Would you talk to Dennis? This is ridiculous. Just go away. Just talk to
Hello, sir. Good, ma'am. Can you please stay at the back? This is This is legal traffic stop.
Hands the phone to him and walks away.
Sir, I stopped her for going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
On Phillips Road.
And she failed to stop. She drove all the way back home and parked in her garage. And now she's not complying with any of my commands. Ma'am, do not go inside.
Oh my God.
That is crazy.
What kind of an entitled witch is this?
That's what I'm going to do next time I get pulled over.
Yeah,
Talk to Dennis.
give
Talk
that a
to
whirl.
Dennis Phillips.
Dennis is on the phone. Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News. He's the suspenders weather guy. You might know who he is.
Dina's here. How can I help?
Talk to Dennis. Talk to Dennis. Talk to Dennis.
Ma'am, come outside. You can't just go inside. This is a traffic stop. Here's your phone back.
I understand the law better than you. Would you
953. Can you have a supervisor come to the scene?
No. Get out of my
Whoa.
I don't know why you're acting like this towards me. Can you please go to the back of the vehicle?
I'm not going to. I'm home. Okay, 55.
I don't care if you got home. You were supposed to stop at Phillips Road when I pulled you over. When my lights were initiated.
I didn't know you were stopping me. There was lots of other people on the road.
I was right behind you.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, there were other people on the road too.
Okay, I was directly behind you.
I'm not dealing with you right now.
Can you please step over here?
I'm not going to.
This is the
crazy.
top prosecutor up in New York, in was it Monroe County, which is Rochester?
Yes.
My God, one more clip.
You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
Okay, let me get you my badge. I am the DA in Monroe County.
You're not above the law.
The hostility towards me. I'm doing my job.
No, you're being an asshole.
How am I being an asshole?
I am the DA in Monroe County.
I understand
Yes,
that, but that doesn't give you a right to go 55 and a 35. And you even admitted to me that you went 50. I understand that, ma'am. I understand that.
You know what? If you give me a traffic ticket, that's fine. I'm the one who prosecutes it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Then just write me the ticket. I really don't care.
Okay.
Prosecute myself.
Well, then just hang out at the back of the car.
It's hardcore.
I'm the one that's going to prosecute myself. You know what I'll do with the ticket?
Do you know what I'll do with the ticket?
Oh man, she's great.
And then she's laughing it off. Oh, we gotta play this again tomorrow
Yes,
for the early crowd. Oh my! Get me Dennis on the phone. I want to talk to Dennis. Get me Dennis.
She was on Phillips Road, or she should have stopped at Phillips Road.
It's hysterical, right? Phillips Road, right? Get me Dennis on the phone. I need to talk to Dennis right now.
You're not really calling.
I'm calling Dennis. Your supervisor.
All right.
I'm calling Dennis right now.
It's not a stretch at all.
Well, it was Phillips Road, right?
It was.
And its name's Dinas.
Yeah, I don't think Dennis is going to pick up the phone.
He's probably got this lady's calling him right now.
I'm calling Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News. He's not
Any other
picking up.
Dennises?
No.
Please leave your message.
Nah, he's not picking up. Anyway, hang on. Hold on. Let me see if I call him on my regular phone.
No, we get it.
Hang on.
Okay.
What are you going to say, though? This is kind of where it falls off the tracks.
I should just hang up.
What's the big comedic ending?
Yeah, you would be really awkward.
All right, I'll just hang
Hey,
up.
it's
All
mostly
right.
sunny
Hey,
today.
Dennis, we were doing a story, and the guy's name had.
Hey,
His name's Dennis. Isn't that crazy?
It wasn't a Phillips, but it was Phillips Road, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was Dennis and Phillips Road.
And that's your name.
Exactly. So that's why I'm trying to call Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News. All right, 9:43 at the MJ Morning Show. We got to play that again tomorrow
Yes,
morning. We got to do it
please.
early tomorrow. We'll play that audio. That is insane. What an entitled hag. What is she doing?
I love her.
All right, yeah, of course. Folks, it's been a great Monday show. Thanks for listening. Cash Kitty happens in 17 minutes. 10 o'clock, Roxanne's got the next Cash Kitty word for you to win $1,000. Then at noon, 3 and 5 p.m. later today. So stand by Cash Kitty at 10 o'clock, 17 minutes from right now. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And let's be careful out there.
Download the app now.
Get the